Today we're reviewing the new game from Giant Squid, Sword of the Sea. Is this atmospheric adventure game a fun time, or is it a bit of a damp squid? Let's find out right here on the Late Night Gamer podcast. Before anyone comments in telling me I got the phrase wrong, I know it's meant to be a damp squib, but that doesn't suit my intro, so I called it a damp squid. So there we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 55 of the Late Night Gamer podcast, your place for late night laughs, hot takes, and video game reviews. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight are Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Yeah, hello guys. Pleasure to be back. Obviously, for us, it feels like it has been longer. For everyone listening, it'll be same sort of length gap in between. But yeah, obviously we pre-recorded one, so it feels like it's been a while since we last recorded one. But yeah, happy to be back and excited to talk about Sword of the Sea. Seas.
And also joining us is our horror expert, Stephen.
Hello, everybody. Yes, it's lovely to be back, and it has felt like an age since we've done a podcast. So, enjoying this bank holiday weekend, and we're doing a lovely gaming recording for you, or late night podcast recording, I should say. Yeah, looking forward to talking about Sword of the Sea.
It's been just under 2 weeks for me and Andy because we did. I think the last thing we actually recorded was our Claire Obscure Expedition 33 review.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had a podcast released since then, but we pre-recorded that one. It gets very confusing. But Stephen, it's probably been a day less than 2 weeks for you.
Yeah.
We must have done one on the Monday.
Yeah.
It's a long time, but obviously I feel refreshed, ready to go. Hopefully people enjoyed our top games of 2020 to 2024. Me and Stephen obviously had quite a few. I think we had 4 out of 5 were the same. But yeah, it's been 2 weeks. How have you both been? How you been, Andy?
Yeah. Trying to think what I've been up to since we last recorded. I think I've been to Comic-Con since then. For Love Fantasy.
Yes.
So obviously met a few people from Lord of the Rings, which was quite fun. Elijah Wood and Sean Astin, and also Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil. And talking about Expedition 33, I did speak to him about
You
it.
met him? Shit.
Yeah. He asked me how long it took me to beat the game. I could actually give an answer this time.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah,
Nice.
it took me 17 hours. And obviously I mentioned to him, oh, my friend done it on the hard level. It took him 25 hours. Yeah, just praised his work as Gustav, basically. And he was quite modest. He was like, I just went in and done my lines. That's pretty much what he said.
That's so
But yeah,
cool.
that was a cool experience.
Was he as cool as he seems in real life? Why is I saying real life? Is he as cool as he seems?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say he's one of the more like interactive people because even
Okay.
when we was like queuing up for other people, I sort of could see him from a distance, and he was always like standing up as soon as people was going over. He was like giving them a fist bump or handshake, like straight away interacting with them and sort of
That's
saying
good.
hi. And yeah, whereas others like sometimes sit down, don't say anything, and then sort of just say thanks, sort of thing. But yeah, no, he was very chatty.
I have a question. Is Charlie Cox like an actor in comedy movies, or am I thinking of something completely different?
I only know him from Daredevil, really. There was something else he was in that I watched. I can't remember what it is now off the top of my head. He might be in comedy movies, but yeah, I mostly know him as Matt Murdock or Daredevil. So
The
That's
only
his
reason I
most
say
famous
that is,
role.
like, I was thinking of the movie Horrible Bosses, and I feel like Charlie Cox is one
he's
of the boys.
definitely in that. I've seen that.
Okay, all right. I'm thinking of something completely different. So I'm really jealous if you've met an
So
actor from that movie.
he is in Theory of Everything, apparently.
That was it. Yeah, that was the film.
Okay.
Stardust, and then a load of stuff I
Nothing
don't
else
know.
I looked at. Yeah, he is in a lot of stuff, but the only films that I recognised was The Theory of Everything and obviously Daredevil.
I must be thinking of a different Charlie. Because I know the actor's name of that film is Charlie something, but no, that's still pretty cool though.
Yeah, I'm very jealous. Obviously, Daredevil and Gustav. That's pretty cool. Stephen, how you been the last 2 weeks? What you been up to?
Yeah, I think what haven't I been up to? I've been to London to see Michael Jackson, The Experience. I had a fun-filled day at Thorpe Park. I have been to see Ray up in London. Um, I've been away at a hotel. I've literally these last 2 weeks been absolutely insane. I've just been like on this sort of conveyor belt, which has been really nice as some time off from work. But because of it being Chloe's birthday, our anniversary, August is just a mental month. I dread to think what it's gonna be like when we have kids one day in August. Like you won't be seeing me for like
Well, you better hope
months.
there's no birthday, don't have kids in August, then you're really fucked.
Yeah.
We need to plan that very,
Yeah.
very strategically for sure. So yeah, it's been really, really busy. So it's kind of eaten into a little bit of gaming. Obviously, I've done Sword of the Sea, but I really want to get cracking with Mafia, which I'll briefly touch on later on. Gears obviously coming up, and hopefully, I like September's always a really fun month when we're starting to get, end of summer. You get that sort of autumn buzz. I don't know if you two get that. I get really hyped that October, November's like right around the corner. So yeah, I'm hoping for things just calm down ever so slightly to then get back to normal. Because when you're just doing so many things like this, like the weeks, the days, the hours, they just fly. But yeah, it has been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun to be going out and doing here, then everywhere. Also happy to report that I went on the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the UK, and it was absolutely like incredible.
Which one is that
Just
now?
Hyperia.
And that's in Fort Park.
Yeah, you go
Okay.
236 feet up, and then it drops you at 82 miles an hour, and you only have a lap bar, and you're going upside down like
Oh,
3 times.
I
So
hate
it
that.
was,
I love it because
yeah,
I love rides. That is one of my favorite things. But when I went to Florida, I don't know when that was now, 2018. Um, they got a ride in SeaWorld where it's just a lap bar, and it's just I feel much better with it around my shoulders.
I think it because it gives you like the feeling of weightlessness. So when you go
Yes.
upside down, you come out of your seat for about
Yeah.
14 seconds where you're like lifted, which is just like absolutely nuts. And I used to be like a real wuss when it came to rides when I was a kid. It's taken me like 4 years of being a bit braver, going on more extreme stuff. And then when I got to Fort Park, I looked at some of them. And I did feel my whole body shit myself because I didn't really, well, I did realize how high they were, but when you see it in person,
It's
like
different.
I saw
Yeah.
Stealth and I was like, oh my God, Stealth looks insane. But I just went straight on it and we did like a level ride. So it was the first time I did Stealth, Swarm, Nemesis Inferno. Then we did Hyperion. The only one that we didn't get onto was Saw the Ride because a girl lost her shoe and then someone was sick in the crowd and it was so hot that we were right at the front and queuing for about 40 minutes. And I have to take my glasses off at every single one of these rides so I can see absolutely nothing. Like my uh Chloe's mum literally was like, "Oh, look at the view, Steve." And I said, "Well, that'd be a clever trick. I can't see anything," and I didn't even get
That's
that
funny.
out before dropping down. And I think the only other funny thing is while I was listening to the last podcast we did for the gaming podcast, the 2020 to 2024, I was in the car with Chloe driving back from my house to hers, and she was asleep. And then she woke up and she went, "Why are you listening to yourself?" And I said, "I always do that. I always like listening back to our podcast." And she was like, "I already have to deal with you talking about it. I hear the recordings, and now on top of that, I've got to listen back to the recording of it." She's like, "Good job. I love you as much as I do." And I feel like, you know, I do it all the time. Who doesn't like listen back to the podcast? Like these are fun conversations.
Yeah, I agree. I listen back more to make sure everything sounds okay, um, but then also to remind myself of conversations, and I then think of things I didn't say and should have said, and
Yeah,
could bring it up another time.
I do that all the
Um,
time.
cool. Well, glad you've both had good 2 weeks. We need to obviously discuss Sword of the Sea, but before we do that, let's go for a bit of quick housekeeping. Of course, this is the Late Night Gamer podcast. We drop new episodes every week, typically on a Thursday. Although this week it will be a Tuesday. Wanted to get the Sword of the Sea review out earlier than later. If you enjoy the podcast, then please do consider following or subscribing on your favorite podcast service and also leave a rating, as that really helps support the podcast. You can follow us on all major socials with the handle at the LNG Pod, and you can join our Discord using the link in the podcast description if you want to chat movies, TV shows, and video games. If you're listening or watching on Spotify, you can now leave comments on there too. And of course, our podcast is now available on YouTube, if that is your platform of choice. Be sure to also check out the LNG Pod on Twitch, which, speaking of Twitch, we're going to be streaming a lot this week. So to go into our content schedule for the week beginning 25th of August, it looks like this. Tuesday, you're getting this episode, Sword of the Sea review, and also Tuesday it releases Gears of War Reloaded Twitch stream. It releases on Tuesday, so I'll be streaming it Tuesday. Might as well tell you, I'm going to be streaming it Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday this week. Maybe Thursday, but definitely Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And Thursday, you're also going to get our late night movie podcast episode, which title to be confirmed. We had a plan. That plan's gone. I've got another plan. I just don't want to tell Andy and Steve what it is yet. So
Oh,
it's nothing
it's gonna
Going
crazy.
in blind.
It's just I want you to go into the episode not prepared. It's not a quiz.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not a quiz.
Which is fine.
Um,
Means I don't have to do any like
there's
writing
no
up anything.
preparation
So
exactly. Yeah.
we'll never say no to that.
And finally, this episode is sponsored by W Energy Drinks. W have a wide range of different flavored energy drinks to choose from, and even have some caffeine-free options. If you want an energy drink for your long gaming sessions, then you can get a 10% discount on all W products by using the code TheLNGPod at checkout. That's TheLNGPod for a 10% discount. Okay, so I wanted to introduce a quick rotating segment. Not sure how good this one's going to be. Obviously, we've got our Spotify playlist that we've been adding to. We did was it on the gaming podcast? No, we did it on the movie side where we had the list. Did we do it on here as well?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think it was just
It's
on the
just
movie
movies one,
podcast
yeah.
we did
We
that.
had the list where you
Yeah.
got to guess what the list is.
Mm.
I didn't have enough time. Well, I did have enough time. I had 2 weeks. I just forgot to do it. So I was going to do a list, but instead we're going to have a quick game of higher or lower.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
It's a little competition. It's not like I'm going to at the end of the year compare your results or
There's a
anything. It's
trophy.
just see
Yeah.
who wins today. So have a little bit of fun. I'm going to give you a game, and I'm going to tell you its Metacritic score. I'm
Okay.
then going to tell you another game, and you have to tell
Okay.
me whether it was higher
Yeah.
or lower than the previous one. And we're going to keep doing that
Okay.
and see. You can say the same, but you can both say higher, you both say lower, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Call of Duty
Sounds
Black
good.
Ops 6
Yeah.
has 82 on Metacritic. What does Apex Legends have?
Lower.
Lower.
Gotta be. I feel like this might be a trick question though. But it's multiplayer. They don't ever do that well.
You both going
And I
lower?
feel like, yeah, because it wasn't one of the first battle royales come out.
No,
I'm
do you
gonna
know
go
what?
lower.
I'm gonna change it. I'll go higher actually because
I reckon
Apex
it's
Legends
double
did go
bucket.
down really well. So I'll change.
It is higher.
It was trick.
89 on Metacritic.
Really?
Yeah.
The,
Damn.
as you were saying that, Andy, in my head I was going, yeah, but Apex Legends went down brilliantly at the time. I remember the hype and praise that it got. So yeah, definitely a higher one.
Next one, Battlefield 1.
Oh, God,
Ooh.
I don't know what that got.
So what, higher or lower than Apex?
Higher or lower than Apex, sorry, yes. We're
Okay.
going
Oh,
each
I get
time.
you.
So obviously we're now on 89.
89 is quite high, man. I'm gonna go. But then you could be doing this thing again, tricking us. I'm
Do you
gonna
know
go
what?
lower.
I played Battlefield 1 mainly for its stories, I always do, and I thought the story was absolutely incredible. So I'll be bold. Higher. I
Andy,
don't think it is. I think
did you say higher?
Lower.
Lower.
Yeah, no, I said lower. Yeah.
88. One lower.
Oh,
So that's 1-1 between you both. Let me find another good one to do. Okay, we'll go with Left 4 Dead 2.
lower.
Lower than 88, yeah?
I feel very. But did we not speak about this recently?
No,
I'm gonna go higher.
Fuck, Andy,
I'm
because
gonna go higher.
exactly
Yeah.
we did speak about it in one of the gaming quiz questions. I'll go
I
lower,
think
but
this.
I'm now down myself.
89 higher.
Yeah, I thought so. I knew because I remember we spoke about it.
It was part of the quiz.
It was
Yeah,
the
part of
question
the
where you had to
five
put them in order of
order. Yeah,
Metacritic scores.
I
Left
was
4 Dead
thinking it was
2
either
was
89 or 90 on that.
Yes, 89. Let's go with. That's 2-1 to Andy. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare 2.
Advanced Warfare 2.
Advanced Warfighter, sorry, 2.
Wait, say that title again.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2.
What the fuck is that?
one of the Tom Clancy games.
I'm gonna
One
say
of the
lower.
main shooter games. I'll go lower as well.
Correct. It's lower.
Yeah.
It is 86 though. Pretty high.
Okay.
God of War Ascension.
Ooh.
What console's that on?
PS3.
I'm gonna go higher.
I'm gonna go lower.
It is lower.
Damn it. Was it 85?
80.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, that's 3-all. We'll do one more. Got
Dun,
to try
dun,
and
dun.
pick one which is not obviously higher
Look,
or not obviously
yeah.
lower. What can we go with? As you can tell, I haven't planned a list of games. I'm just kind of winging it here.
Makes it even better.
Okay. EA Sports College Football 25.
College football. EA Sports game. Cool.
I'm sorry, just to reconfirm, the previous score
80.
was 80. I'm
It should.
gonna go higher only because I do think those games review well, like not insanely well, but I think they get sort of anywhere between sort of the 80 to 85 mark. So I'll go higher. Could be completely wrong though.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you were like thinking fans, I'd be like 1% lower. But what do critics actually rate those sort of games? I'm gonna say lower. Surely it's got to be the same piece of shit they've like put out the last 10 years. They're not gonna like it. Lower.
Higher. Stephen wins this week.
Oh,
Yay!
It got 83. And I
Yeah.
think this was the
wait.
first college football game in like a long time.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a trick there if you didn't know.
The,
So obviously,
the
I
other
think there's a lot of hype for it, and I think people did like it.
I think the other
Okay,
thing that
fair
also
enough.
sort of I keep on top of all of that EA stuff. Don't ask me why, but I remember seeing I think a couple of reviews and they were saying that it was much better than anything recent. I don't know what they have done to it for it to go up because I don't think any of the previous titles got anywhere near that score. So at least EA do something right, I suppose, with college football. You know.
Yeah, I think they're doing one this year, so I think they've now got that coming out every year. Madden coming out every year.
Oh god.
It's crazy.
Well, well, I
I
also
need to stop.
I'm going to put in a big bold prediction. I think this year's installment of AFC is going to be the highest rated one in years.
I
I've got a
don't.
Well,
hunch.
I was gonna say you can choose
Well,
next year's game, but you can't. Damn it.
no, I
I
probably
will
won't go
give you an
that.
early pick if you want to choose it.
I won't go that far as a stretch, but I've just got a hunch. There's just something in there with what they've announced, and maybe because like the old career mode deep dive that they did, I think yesterday or maybe on Friday. As I was reading it, I was like, that's actually really fucking cool. So maybe I'm being biased because it's appealing to me, but I'm hopeful. I'm hoping that EA gets a bit of love with the EFC.
Cool. That was fun. Let's move on to topic of the week. Topic of the week. Okay, so topic of the week this week is our review of Sword of the Sea. Developed by Giant Squid, who developed games like Abzû and The Pathless. I don't know if you two have played those games or heard of them.
No.
What two games, sorry?
Abzû and
No,
The
I haven't played it.
Pathless. I've
Oh,
not
No.
played The Pathless. The Pathless was a PS5 launch title.
okay.
And Abzû is a PS4 game. Abzû, you basically play as a scuba diver. I say that, but I
Okay.
think you're a scuba diver. It's all in the sea. It's you know what Sword of the Sea is like now.
Yeah.
You can imagine what this game's like.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
And this company, Giant Squid, was actually founded by staff who previously worked at a company called That Gaming Company or That Game Company, and they developed Flower. Have you played that? I've not played Flower, but they also developed
No.
Journey, which is one of the most highly regarded games ever, really. I played Journey, and Journey again. If you'd like Sword of the Sea, we'll find out in a minute. I'd recommend Journey. Very, very similar.
Okay.
Very, very similar game. So these people obviously liked making those games, made their own company, started making more of them. I don't actually think I finished Abzu. I can't remember. But anyway, this game released 19th of August 2025 on PlayStation Plus, or PlayStation as well. You can probably buy it. And also PC, not an Xbox release as of yet. Whether that does ever happen, I don't know. 89 on Metacritic currently, and I'm just about to check OpenCritic, and
That's
sort of
really good.
Very
see
good.
86, so solid all round.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
would have
all.
been a good one to choose for the game.
I think so.
Quite high scores.
It would have been, yeah, it would have been very good. But I don't care what Metacritic says. I care what the Late Night Gamer podcast says. Let's start with Andy. You played it most recently, yesterday, I think.
Was it yesterday? Is that when I
Yeah, well,
completed
Yeah, I
it?
think it was
Yeah.
yesterday.
Well,
yeah.
losing track of
Obviously,
time recently.
as I said, come out on the 19th. We're recording this on the 24th. So it's only been out 5 days. I think it came out on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And this will release on Tuesday. So it'll be, when you hear this, it'll be a week since the game came out. Andy, what did you think of the game? I'm going to say you can't really spoil this game. There's not much to spoil
No.
story wise. I guess
No.
don't kind of talk about the ending.
Okay.
I don't know. There's not much to spoil, in my opinion.
Maybe
But
just like
none of the obvious
minor
bits.
spoiler, because
Yeah.
there might be a couple of things that we don't like about the mechanics, or like about the mechanics, which if you weren't aware, maybe if not major spoiler though, there's no major.
I don't think the mechanic.
Talk about the mechanics
I think
is what I
more.
Or
feel.
There's some people. There's some things that you see and
Yeah.
experience that people might want to
do
experience. I think you should experience them without knowing.
yes,
Yeah.
So
that's what I was
we'll
thinking.
keep it light touch on that stuff. But an
That's fine.
FYI to most people, it's hard. It's not much to spoil in this game. So
No,
yeah, Andy,
yeah.
overall thoughts and score out of 10.
Cool. Yeah, to be fair, I'm probably going to be a bit rusty, having not done a podcast in a while. But no, yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to think of this game before I started playing it. I like the fact that it was quite a short game to go through. So, well, yeah, I completed it in 2 hours something. But they say on average 2 to 4 hours, probably depending on sort of how much exploring you do. So from the get-go, I will say I didn't probably do as much exploring as I could have, or definitely as either Welchy and Stephen have done in terms of looking around. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this game. I thought at first, when I first jumped into it, the first thing that hit me, and it seems to be a trend with some of the games we've played recently, is the music. So that like jumped straight out at me. I was like, wow, what is going on with gaming at the moment? Because I've just played Expedition 33, loved the music on that, jumped on this, and all I can hear in my headset is this relaxing sound while I'm playing this game, which is also very visually appealing, by the way. The creativeness behind what's going on the screen is incredible. The graphics are amazing. I also like the fact that you're surfing like a sword, and you don't actually use the sword in this game as like a way of violence. It's more a way of like unlocking creativity and like bringing peace back. So I quite like the fact they use the sword to do that instead of using it as like a fighting tool. The puzzles were pretty cool. They weren't over complicated, but I don't know if there was any that I missed by not exploring. But like the main puzzles that you do throughout the story, most of it is just sort of finding where it is and how to get to it, and then taking it back to somewhere like where you have to take the
bubbles.
water bubbles,
Yeah.
put them into the fish's mouth, statue's mouth, things like that. So the puzzles, like anyone could pick up this game and play it. Even if it was a young kid, they wouldn't sort of struggle to do the puzzles. So I think that's a good thing. The ending, I did really like the ending, and I wasn't sure if we was going to get something like that. Obviously, I won't say what it is until we get into spoiler territory. But in terms of that last part, I thought was really cool. And also, I won't say too much on this as well until we're going to the spoiler part. But I like the fact that you can see like all the sea creatures and stuff. I thought that was very cool seeing. I think this is probably the first game that I played where some of it you spend, or most of it you spend under the sea, and I haven't been shitting myself that I'm gonna get eaten by a fucking shark. Because I hate most water games, or like anything to do with sharks, being underwater. I hate it. But this is one game where this is a very peaceful game. I feel safe. I'm in the water. There's all these creatures. I feel absolutely fine. But yeah, all of that put together, and it makes a solid game. So, and the fact that it was free, yeah, even, another bonus. A great game coming to PS Plus. So yeah, I would definitely go through and play this game again just to try and get some of the other trophies that I sort of saw after I completed it, and to see if I could speed run it under 2 hours. So yeah, it's a fun game. I'd probably give it. I haven't wrote the score down, but talking about it, probably give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Solid.
Respect.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good,
it's
very
pretty
good.
close to
That's your third highest rated game on the podcast, I think. Oh, fourth. You got 2 10s. Cool. Stephen, what did you think of Sword of the Sea?
Yes. Oh, before we go with that, can you remember what your score was at the end of the game? Just because I haven't told
Oh,
you mine,
yes, yeah.
or you haven't told me
Yours was
yours,
about
just so we can
250,000,
compare.
wasn't it, Andy?
Wasn't it like that? Just to
something
refresh?
like that. It was
Yeah.
between like maybe like 225.
I've got the picture. I'll
Okay.
find it. It
Cool.
was. Wow, how long ago? Oh, 272,000.
Oh, 270.
To be fair,
And
you were so close to doing the speed run under 2 hours because I think it was like
I
2 hours
know, yeah.
25. You were not far away.
Did you know about the
And
speedrun time or not?
I did, but then I started to like enjoy exploring a bit more.
Yeah.
So there was a part where I started to try and get more off the points, the diamonds, whatever they're called,
Oh, yes, yeah.
to unlock like other skills. So there was a part that I knew like if I just went past all of this bit, I could have like pretty done it. But I wanted to get more of those point things, so that's probably where the 25 minutes came from.
Yeah.
But it's easily doable.
Go on, Stephen.
Yeah, so I played this on. I think I might have actually played it on the day it came out, Tuesday. Might have been. I can't remember exactly when it was.
I think you did because I think I was playing and I saw you was playing.
Yeah, so I played it over 2 sessions. So I started on Tuesday and then I finished it Wednesday evening. So I think out of 3 of us, I was the first one to get it done.
Yep.
And coincidentally, I did spend the longest time with it. I think mine clocked in at about 4 hours 10. That was mainly because I was exploring every single nook and cranny of this game. I was going for a number of trophies. There was a couple of trophies that I got one and then I didn't get the second one, but then so my first half of the game was all about trying to get all the trophies and doing all the exploration, and then in the second half of the game I just basically wanted to get it done because I did have limited time of game this week. So for one, I'd definitely go back and do more of those set trophies. Having said that, I pretty much echo everything that Andy has already mentioned. I think the game is stunning. It looks gorgeous. For myself, having the DualSense on, it utilizes the DualSense absolutely wonderfully. I felt the resistance diving down. The controller started almost like shaking, as you know, if you like get out the shower and you shake to dry yourself off. The DualSense was doing that in moments, and I was like, this is just so cool. And the soundtrack was just it was very therapeutic. So it was very sort of chilled out, mellow. It was quite nice playing a game where for once you're not actually murdering anybody or killing anybody. I did have a joke in my head thinking it'd be great for like Barry Sharp from Manny to pop up and just start eating everybody, but that's because I'm twisted and I've got my horror hat still on at times. But all jokes aside, I thought it was a really just nice game that put me in a really nice mood, and it was just chilled. It wasn't complicated. There was one bit that I did get lost at the very, very beginning of the game, because there's one bit where you basically go over like a like a wall, but you press L1 and you go round it in a massive circle, and you do that to go into one of the places to unlock one of the statues. It's very, very early on in the game. I didn't realise that you could run on the wall and go around, so I explored the first.
I see, yeah.
I explored the first island for ages, and I mean ages. I went round and round thinking, I've collected everything on this
I know
map.
what you mean now.
What the hell am I missing out on? And then I started going on every bit, and then all of a sudden I went onto that wall and went round, and I was like, oh, so I probably lost about 45 minutes on just that bit alone. I don't think that it was obviously they don't give you any sort of instructions. I know you get a couple of bits that come up saying, press R2 to do this, press L2 to do this,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I just fucked off when they told me that was something I could do, or if it was just a case that it wasn't fully explained. I don't know if you guys had that, or if it took you a little bit of time to
I
find
think
it was pretty
out.
obvious.
I think they've all looked like a wall you could run on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I've also put it down to the fact that I just wasn't really thinking too much and just enjoying the scenery.
Plus,
But
it does like when it sort of changes the scenery from like desert to like the water bit, it purposely shows the wall appearing.
Yeah.
Like it paints it a different color, so you can see the bit
yeah.
when you run up and stuff.
So I just think that's just me not being very observant
Yeah.
in that matter. But I am the sort of I love going on to every little bit, so I can also sometimes get myself distracted by just exploring the entire map because I love doing that. So yeah, the DualSense was great. And then that was the only time that I kind of lost where I needed to go. I would say that playing it from start to finish was really enjoyable. Really enjoyed the game. There was a couple of moments where I was a little bit frustrated. So, like, one critique of the game is that I wish it told you your combo as you were doing it.
Okay.
Like,
Carry on.
like on Batman in the Arkham games, for example, you have your combo and it will say X like times 5. Because I was going for the trophies, I got them in the end, where you do like a 5 combo, 10, and then a 20. But I had to kind of in my head go, right, that's 1, 2. Like,
It does show you the combo.
Well, that's
no,
the thing.
not as you're doing it.
It does in the challenge rooms. Did you do the challenge rooms?
I did 2. Are you talking about the ones where you've got
You got to
beat
get
a
a
set
score, yeah.
score and then you get a massive load of coins? Yeah, I
Yes.
did. I think 3 out of the 5 of them.
Yeah.
But even but mine
it does in
didn't.
there.
But it didn't show on mine when I was doing the combos. I didn't get that.
It definitely does.
I remember
It's
in the
hard to
top right-hand
see.
corner.
Yeah, it's not obvious.
Was you back on your TV screen? It was obvious to me because I was looking at it thinking like, oh, I wonder what combo I can get.
I guess I was
That's
so
great.
focused on the map and like what trick I was going to do next. I wasn't look. I'm on a big telly as well, so looking up is
I
for me.
I'm on a massive like 43 inch TV, and I swear I did not see any combo through.
Yeah,
it is there. It's
the entirety of my PlayStation.
It was obvious to me
in the open world. It's not there.
Doing it.
So it's not in the open world,
No.
but it is in the challenges.
Yeah.
Okay. Addy, did you not see it in the open world either? Just because I don't want to critique it if it is there.
I don't
when you
remember
like
many combos in the open world bit, so.
Oh, okay. I still think that could be, even if it's not clear, that could be clearer because there was a number of times where I was doing really cool combos and I like knowing like I wanted to try and get like a 30 or a 40, but in the open world it doesn't tell you that. So once I got all of the trophies for it, I just stopped bothering with the combo. And most games like that should be clearly telling you that, but it's nothing sort of major. It's just a small gimmick. There was also one other mission which I won't mention when we get to spoiler territory that I wasn't a huge fan of. The sequence in the snow. I didn't particularly. I didn't like that. Yeah, I didn't like that bit personally. I
feel like we're gonna argue on some bits here.
But that's just me. I wasn't a fan of that sequence. But all in all, I thought it was a really, really good game. I love how the weather changes at each level. And I thought the final boss battle was a lot of fun. Again, really fun game, really enjoyed it. And after 4 hours, 10 minutes, 41 seconds of playing it, I finished with a score of 820,980.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
So I feel like
all over the place.
Yeah, I was getting combos. I was doing the challenges. So we would joke about it in the group chat where you were like, well, because my playtime's a lot higher than Andy's, and he was like, well, you should get double the score. And in my head, I was going, well, bitch, I'm 4 times ahead of your score.
I checked your I looked at both your trophies to see which ones you'd got, and I saw you'd got the combo, Stephen. But then, like, when you said you was exploring, I was thinking, like, if you got that much score as well, like, how did you not get like the uncover like the whole area ones? Like, because you only had like one of those or maybe 2, but there's one that I got and you didn't have it. And I was like, what? How the hell have you done that much exploring and not unlocked it?
So I was thinking, because when I said about in the second half of the game that I was just going through and just completing it, because I can't remember if it was the third one where I explored it to within an inch of its life, and the trophy still didn't pop up, and I couldn't work out what bit I'd missed. I went everywhere, literally everywhere, and it looked like the entire map was under the water. So I generally don't know what bit. So even with that score and my playtime, there were bits that I must have missed or that weren't obvious to go for, because I wanted to get all of the trophies of unlocking all the water. So I'm going to go back when I'm not trying to get it done and find out what bit I've missed off. Because I got one of those in the second mission, didn't get it in the first, and then by the third one, it was just like, right, well, obviously I'm missing something here, and I'm now just going to focus on getting the story done. So I think if I'd done that, my score would maybe been more towards like the million mark, which would have been insane. But I am going to go back and do that, because I agree, Andy. I was looking at it thinking, where have I not gone when I've literally explored everything? I don't know which, if you locked all of the water.
No, I did 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, shall I go into my fault? Have you guys scored a 10 first, Stephen?
Oh yeah, it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me.
8. Okay. So I beat this game in 3 hours and 6 minutes, apparently. I was more similar to Stephen's playthrough. I think, Andy, you said you basically explored more second half than first. I was definitely exploring more in the first half, and then I had time to beat it. I just wanted to get it beat so I could play rematch, basically, and other things. Not to say I didn't like the game. And I got a score of 400, let's call it 420,000 round up, which we'll get into in a minute. But in terms of the game, I really, really like this game. It reminds me of Journey. It reminds me of Abzû. It's more like Journey in terms of the play style. Journey, you're basically in a desert for, I think, the whole game. And I guess we should kind of say the concept of this game is I think you're called a wraith. And I guess early on you realize that it's basically a deserted wasteland. It's basically all desert land, essentially. And something has made all the water disappear, and you're basically bringing back the sea, or the water, or the ocean, by going and like solving these puzzles, like Andy and Stephen have said. I think it's really good. I think the actual, it's basically a skateboarding or snowboarding game, essentially. It's very satisfying just going around the desert dunes, or when you're in the water. It's extremely satisfying. Honestly, one of the best looking games I think you can ever play, in terms of it's not obviously the photorealistic games that you get from like The Last of Us or Horizon, but in terms of its art style, it's absolutely incredible. And the way they use lighting, the way they use creatures, and not even creatures, but like the buildings and whatnot, and other life forms, plants and whatnot, is incredible. I just looked on my PlayStation app, and I've got 18 screenshots in 3 hours of gameplay. Sometimes I've got to take a screen, and I had to delete some, because sometimes I was trying to take screenshots in motion and they never look as good. They need to add a photo mode to this game, where it takes a quick, it pauses the game and makes it much more crisp. But whenever there was like a moment of like getting to a new area and you saw this like massive open space with like really cool lighting, I was like, fuck, screenshot.
Did you take a picture of the bit where you like pull up like 2 chains and it brings like the boat out?
I didn't, because it happened and I was like, oh shit. But then I thought, it's in motion anyway. But
that was such a cool part.
As I was playing through it, I was like, this is giving me a mix of like, if Sunset Overdrive and elements of Astrobot then had a baby with someone that was completely underwater, because I was getting
Astrobot. That's interesting.
Like in the way of collecting like the coins, so to speak.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
and sort of moving into like sort of the different worlds. Like the aesthetics of it, not saying that it's anywhere near Astrobot, but also like the way it sounds. The music of Astrobot is incredible. The music of Sword Sea is incredible. The DualSense, I think how the DualSense is unbelievable. I'm assuming what you had the DualSense turned on for this.
I did, yeah, it was very good.
You did. I know, Andy, you don't have the DualSense on, which again you're missing out on, because it's so immersive, and games really are. Some games don't do too much with it, or they just do a basic function. This game is really utilizing the DualSense to its best, and that's also where I think the Astro connection comes in. Not saying that it's as good as the Astrobot DualSense, because that is primarily done by a Sony company, but it's not far off, and that's a massive compliment that I can give it. That I thought it was done absolutely brilliantly, and obviously in Sunset Overdrive, you are skateboarding round ramps and roads,
Right.
and so I had those two sort of inspirations in the back of my mind, which I love both those games, which I think only made the game play better for me.
For me, it was a direct love child of Journey and Abzû. Journey being the desert, Abzû being the sea.
Yeah,
But then chuck in some Tony Hawk's, which I loved it in this. I haven't, I don't want to play
I
Tony
mentioned Tony
Hawk's.
Hawk's with Steven here because he doesn't
He
even know who
doesn't know
that
who Tony
is.
Hawk is, no.
you're not a real person. Who's this?
But yeah, I just thought it was unbelievably visually, unbelievable visuals. As you say, you both spoke wonders about the soundtrack. It's amazing. The gameplay feels very good to play. Story, I did start reading some like the little what you
Oh,
call
the
them,
statue
little
things
monolith
from
things
now.
you find.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tombstones.
I was reading them. Some of them are so like mysterious. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to
yeah,
tell me. Some of them are a bit more
Yeah,
obvious.
like
Um,
riddles.
but it's not the most complicated story, really. You're just bringing back the sea, and it's cool.
no,
There are some things that surprised me about this game.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
something I thought was going to be something. Maybe we'll do a small spoiler section of this because there are some things that can't be spoiled. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, what I will say is I wasn't a massive fan of the tricks and the that side of things. That felt
they were
bolted onto
they were
me.
pretty pointless.
It didn't need to be there. I think if it was
Like,
just a snowboarding game, or it have the tricks where you can do the buttons, but make it pointless. Like where they had
Mm,
this added this score system in these challenge rooms. I was just button mashing the shit out of my controller in these
yeah,
challenge rooms, hoping for the best.
yeah, so was I.
And at the end, when it gave me a score, I was like, "Really? This is like a lead? Is there a leaderboard here? Like, I wasn't even trying to get a score here.
Mm.
And if you're gonna do that, make it more substantial.
Was
And when I was doing the tricks, I know you said you thought they were cool. I didn't think they were. I kind of just thought he was just doing the same shit every time. And
I mean, I think it was just I find doing tricks like just fun. Again, it was a lot of just button mashing, hoping for the
mm,
best. That score though, is that just for combos? Because I
yeah,
thought it was like collecting all of the. I collected a shit ton of gold coins to then upgrade because you got new moves. So I got the first one, which I think is 1,000. Then the second one was I want to say a hundred
no, no,
thousand,
no.
and there was something where each
it
time
went
when
higher
you
Are you
went
each
to the
talking
time.
guys
about?
that upgrade.
Collective
Are
when
you
you
The
talking
go to
about
that,
giving those gems into
yeah,
that person? It
yeah,
started off with like first one was like 500, second one was 1,000, next one was 2,000.
but it went up. It
yeah,
did
that
go
was
up
it.
quick.
Yeah.
I think I unlocked
But I thought
four of
that
them.
yeah, I think I got to 4 by the end of its playtime. But I was thinking, does that contribute to
It
the
might a little
score, or is
bit,
it?
but I think it's more about the combos.
That means I must have done a fucking shit ton of
Yeah.
Yeah,
combos.
To,
That's
to me, the combos were like I only done one of those challenge rooms, and it was in the like the very first bit.
yeah.
So it felt really pointless. Other than
yeah, I
in
can
that
see.
bit,
Yeah,
out like in the open world bit, there was no use to those like
Yeah.
pressing X, square, triangle, circle. There was no use to it at all.
No.
And they just all looked like they'd done the same thing. It didn't even
And
like look different.
did you
But,
unlock the dive one, the dive function? You
yeah,
press
yeah. I
R2
had.
and you go
I
is that the
straight
drop one?
down.
You just drop, yeah.
When the
Um,
fuck was I supposed to use that? I didn't use that
so
once.
so I unlocked that, and in the very next bit, there's a bit where you unlock the like L1 move, where you jump and then you can like
The
float
wave,
forward,
yeah.
like
Mm,
yeah, wave quite fast. But you need to land on like this middle pillar, and I kept going straight over it, completely forgetting that I've just
yeah,
unlocked a new drop gun. But I couldn't turn around to get back onto the pillar quick enough. And then I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I've just unlocked drop. So you like use the L1 over the top of it, and then use your drop to land on the middle bit where you need to be. You
yeah.
literally use
Yeah.
it in the very next level
I can't even think of
because
that
there's
middle
no
pillar because
unless
I didn't use a drop and I stood it fine, I'm guessing.
there's no way to jump across without using the quick L1, and it goes you go too far, so you have to circle back onto it. But
Yeah.
because you can't turn quick enough, you like end up
Yeah.
going to the side of it. so you have to use the
That
drop on it. So surely, I don't know how you would have done that without using the drop ability.
I do think though that there was a number of times where I would try to get from one obstacle to another one, fail, and then sort of do it again, and then get onto it, and then feel like I don't know how I've just done
The-
that, because I've done that literally like 3 times before and didn't get on it, and then all of a sudden I was then on the obstacle. But I do the bit you're saying, Andy, I remember completely, because I just unlocked the dive function and I had to use it to get to that
yeah, yeah.
point. I don't think you would
The
have been able to do it in any other way.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how you done it, Welchy. The only other part where I did use that bit was where there's like loads of floating boats, and you do have like the green things you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
jump on as well. But I saw that when you ever got near a boat, it'd light up, and so I was trying
Yes.
to make sure I touched all the boats to see if that done anything. I don't think it did, or I even missed some for it not to do anything. So I would use the dive thing to land on the boats as well on that section.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
It's not a feature that I don't think you utilize greatly. I
Yeah.
also used it on the boat sequence, but again, a lot of the times I was just button mashing, hoping for the best, and 95% of the time I just
Yeah, you didn't
got to
need
where I
to use
needed
on
to
that.
be.
You wouldn't have
No.
had to use on that boat bit. You could have just, because at first I did just like start flying through them, and then I like sort of rotated back around on myself to get towards them. But yeah, you could literally go through that part without using that function if you didn't want to.
Mm.
So that's my biggest critique, basically, is that whole. And I didn't unlock all of them, so I don't know if there's some later on that are even
No, I didn't
cooler or
either.
better. I don't
Yeah,
know, but because of the ones I unlocked and the tricks, I was like, there was a point where I could have decided to have gone and collected every whatever you call them, just call them coins for the sake of it, um, to then unlock the next one, whatever that would have been. And I was like, nah, I just nothing I've got so far has been worth my time, so I'm just gonna go, because I knew I was relatively near the end.
it would have been good if they every time you unlocked a new skill, they implemented that in a way that you had to use it in the next level to beat the obstacles. Because I really liked it when they done that in Tales of Genzar, is it?
Yeah, the difference with this one though is you could unlock them at your own time. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're not unlocking them through doing something like mission wise.
no,
You're
yeah,
unlocking them by collecting coins, which again are completely optional. You can beat
Mm.
this game without even knowing you can do tricks.
yeah,
I
yeah,
I
true.
do think like you're absolutely right, because also having that score, no leaderboard, so
I don't think there is. I didn't when I beat the game. I turned it off and put on rematch. I didn't know if once you beat the game if there's a leaderboard. I think there's a trophy for beating your own score or something like that.
oh yeah, I
So I'm
did,
guessing
yeah,
you've got to
when
play it
What
again
have you?
and beat your score.
Okay,
um,
so I should be
I've
able to
made
do
that
that quite easily
you'll be
then.
able to do
I've
it
made
easily.
that
Steven's made it hard for
fucking
himself.
hard work for
So,
myself. I want to go for the platinum.
I
See,
done
even
that
when
on
I
the
do
first.
well, I screw myself
Yeah,
over.
I done that in the first challenge stream because I got a score, and I could have ended it on like just above 8,000, but I kept going to obviously get a higher score, and I thought, oh, let me play this again and see what it says and see if I get any more coins, and it was like, oh, the score now to beat is the score that I just set last time, so I was like, oh, I could have just made it a lot easier on myself by not continuing to do tricks and stuff. I still beat it, and you do get like another 20 coins, but yeah,
Did you
you
get a
don't get
trophy?
much. Not No, I did get a trophy, not
Okay, so I
for
think it is
that was,
probably the whole
it must
game
be the
score.
full
Yeah.
game then. Yeah. I don't remember getting a trophy for it anyway.
You just get a no. I think that trophy is that you have to beat your own high score when you finish the game.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
made
it
that
must
hard
be.
for yourself, Stephen.
Yeah, thanks for that.
But yeah, that's pretty much my only major critique. Everything else I really liked about the game. I would give this. I was toying between an 8 and an 8.5. I feel harsh giving it an 8 just because I don't like those mechanics, but I think I have to critique it on that because it's in there. So I'm going to give it an 8, which is still a great score. It's still a great. Um,
It's got eights across the board with Andy going 8.5, so that's a very great score from all of
yeah,
us.
and
Well, she says I don't use halves enough, so I thought I'd chuck in a half on this one.
that is your first
That
half, and Stephen hasn't used a
sounds
half
about
on the
right.
game inside yet.
Oh,
But has obviously done a lot on the movie side. Um, actually, that's actually one of my lowest scores this year. Obviously, not as low as Lost Records. We all know that was fucking horrendous. um, but no, let's do a quick spoiler section just for little bits to talk about. It won't this time. It genuinely won't be long. But if you are listening and don't want to be spoiled on this game, which is hard to spoil, then look at the chapters below. We're next going to talk about what we've been playing. But if you don't mind, then obviously stick around. So we're going to talk about spoilers now. So my only real thing I really want to talk about is that character who, at the beginning of the game, you kind of see him like watching you in the
Oh,
background.
the mysterious person.
I was
Yeah.
convinced he was the big bad of this game.
Yeah, I thought it was.
He ends up
Yeah.
being
Big
your best
enemy
mate. I was like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck is this? And he's obviously, or she was obviously human. And
Yeah.
because if you read some of the monoliths, it talks about someone who is the sword of the sea. Like, and I didn't know if it was that person or yourself as the wraith.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm still not entirely sure who is meant to be
I'm not
the
sure.
sword of the sea.
No.
Were we just essentially helping
I
that person
quite
unlock it? I
like
don't know.
the mysteriousness of it, that it does leave you not quite knowing, but maybe that's the point, that the sea's mysterious within itself. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many unanswered questions with the ocean, with the sea. Maybe I'm like deep in this way too much, but like I thought that. I was like, well, the sea is always known as the place that there's no definitive answers to everything that's down there. So is the game taking inspiration from like Greek mythology and underwater mythology? And because there was a lot of that when I was reading the scrolls, I was like, this is giving me a lot of mythological
Yeah.
sort of vibes. So I feel like that is kind of the route that they went down. Maybe if you got the rest of them and you put them all together, would it then create a definitive story? Maybe if someone has got the time to do that.
I'm sure you can just Google what is Sword of the
Yeah.
Sea, and there's something out there now. But
Yeah,
all their games are like this. They don't have any dialogue. It's all, and Journey was a master at doing it. It's kind of just you're communicating just through the world and just like looking at each other or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
You can sort of tell by like music and that as well, and facial expressions on
yes,
certain
exactly.
scenes.
Did you get tricked in the fire part? When did you thought, I fucking died, I have to restart?
No, yeah, I was thinking like, I wonder if you can actually get past that bit, or is that gonna happen no matter what?
I imagine
'Cause,
it was obviously you had to die at some
yeah,
point.
yeah. I was thinking I was gonna have to restart the game when I was like falling down
Yeah.
into like the darkness. I was like, what the hell's going on? Please don't tell me I have to restart or something.
Yeah, no, I felt that, this is deliberate, because you're thinking that there is no way, there's no other place I can go.
Yeah.
And then when it cut back, I was like, oh, okay, this was
Yeah.
deliberate. There was a couple of times in the fire sequences where, because you would burn like 3 or 4 times and then you would die. So there was a couple of times where I was just playing
I didn't
with
die.
I think
fire.
you were like,
I
I did
didn't
die, yeah. I only died on
Um,
that bit where you're forced to die.
Yeah.
but I didn't. I did it once, but like you could burn like
He's
at
like
least
backtracking now.
3. No, literally, I only died once. But like, what I quite liked is that you were you missed my punk, but you're playing with fire. But I quite
I
liked,
didn't.
because then you like, there was one where I got halfway through and then saw that I had to get over to the other side, so I just powered run and was like, please don't die, please don't die. First time I did, I might have just spent a little too long in it. But then second time I was like, oh, okay, it gives you about like 30 seconds of being in there to get over, or maybe a little less than that. I think the 2 bits that I liked was when you get to play as the whale in, I've actually written down in Frozen Drift, it gave me Man-Eater vibes, because you get to play as a shark. And then I
You
like
don't play as the
playing it as,
shark, you ride the shark, don't you?
all right,
Yeah,
but
but you
technically
lunge it forward,
You
don't you?
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
yeah,
control it.
if you have played Man-Eater, Andy, I don't know if you share this, Welchy. In that moment, I was thinking of how much fun
Yeah.
Barry the Shark
Man Eater is
was.
much better in terms of shark gameplay.
Yeah,
But yeah.
but that was a surprise in the respect that you ride a whale, then you ride a shark, and then
I
I know there's
preferred
those
it wasn't a whale, was it? It was a dolphin.
Was it dolphin? I thought it was a whale. Might be a dolphin,
There,
It's a
actually.
dolphin.
there is a part where you can ride a whale.
You
for
can
the
jump on a
trophy
whale.
for
You
it,
can
but it's
jump on
not.
loads of
Yeah,
animals.
well,
Yes,
yeah.
and those
There's
big ones.
There's a whole
Sort of
level
like,
there's a whole level where you're on a
the
dolphin,
first
you're
thing you
jumping.
ride is a dolphin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the
okay.
first one that you
I
ride
thought
is a dolphin.
I thought it was a whale. I'm not
I've
just
got a
confused my
screenshot which
dolphins
will
with my
definitely
whales.
confirm it's a dolphin.
Well, when you
Yeah.
guys messaged in the WhatsApp group saying you're at the shark bit, I was like, I hope these guys aren't thinking this is a bloody shark, when it was like I was on the dolphin bit.
Oh.
But then obviously I got to the bit where I locked the shark. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is what they meant.
Yeah. I think you're about an hour away from Phoenix. I
That was
remember
pretty
when
much spot on actually when you said that.
yeah, when she said like how long have I got, I was like thinking about an hour, an hour more or less, depending on the exploration that you do. I now feel really embarrassed that I thought my dolphins were my whales, but we moved. I literally wrote in my notes. I was really surprised that you could ride a whale dolphin. But the shark mechanic, I also agree, it is a lot better in Man Eater, but then that was a
game
shark
yes,
focused
yeah.
game. And I think as well, I just wanted to be able to like chomp away a bit more at the world. But then I kept going to myself, Stephen, this is not the game we're playing. This is really nice, mellow for
I
kids.
prefer being on the dolphin. I don't know why. I
Oh,
just got a
okay.
much better vibe from the dolphin. The shark couldn't jump. It was just like it like lunged.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
preferred the jump. I just loved the dolphin jump. It was great. I loved one
What's
of my favorite parts of the game was when you was both on the sword together. Obviously, that's
Yeah,
when
that
you
was
could
sick.
do the
that one
I think they
thing?
called it like a air rail, water rail. I think it was called.
Yeah,
Mm.
I love doing that. But yeah, I was shocked that he was actually on your team and helping you. I think he's the one you when you first he kind of confronts you, then he fucks off on the dolphin,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you
He
go
runs
through the
around
doors and you
talking.
see him surfing, and I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. That is so cool.
Mm.
Then obviously you get on,
And
and it's even cooler.
I just love the moments where you would activate all of the statues and then that massive bit of water and the
Yeah.
world would open up and the music
yeah.
score would change. And those moments were just breathtaking because you're like, wow, this is just insane in the level of quality and detail to each of those worlds. So
So
I loved those
there's
moments.
obviously a trophy when each time you do that, there's an animal to jump on and ride, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
get a trophy for it. I didn't
There's
realize
Yeah.
one I
that.
did get a trophy for though.
I don't think maybe not
There's
all of
like
them.
one.
Yeah, maybe not all of
Yeah,
them.
there was like a ray. What's it called?
Oh,
Stingray.
Stingray.
Like, I jumped on one of those. It looked like one of
Okay.
those, might not
Yeah.
be, but it looked similar.
Yeah. So
Where
you
it
don't
had
get a
like a
trophy for
long
that.
wing.
Okay.
I didn't get. I was like, oh, I didn't get a trophy. I was like, oh,
No.
that's annoying.
They only have a select few
So
of
I think there's
animals
like
in the
five or
trophy guide.
six.
Yeah.
the killer whale or the orca, is there one for
There's a
that?
blue whale one. I can't remember.
Because I
I
didn't
got
jump
one
on the
for
killer whale because I
blue.
didn't know you could. I just assumed I'd
Yeah,
just
blue
carry on with the game. But
whale. Yeah, I
I
think I
think
got
I
that
did
one.
that. Yeah, I think I did that one as well. I just tried to jump on any animal that I got an opportunity to, really,
I did
for a
once. I knew I
playthrough.
could. I accidentally jumped on one. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit! I didn't know you
Oh,
could do
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
All that stuff was cool. Like I loved all that. I'm just looking at my screenshots. It's a fucking beautiful game. Um, I actually thought when we got to the fire level and I realized what was going on, I was like, I'm not sure I'm gonna like this. Like, I've enjoyed the movement so much. Now you're making me just kind of avoid
They like
the
switched
floor.
it around.
But
Yeah.
Mm.
actually, I enjoyed the challenge of it. It's probably the only challenging part of the game. And then I actually liked you
Yeah.
kind of grind on the bones of dead animals.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
That's pretty cool.
that is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I was at one point. I was like, I wonder if we're even going to get a boss battle in this game because it's sort of game that I could see there not being one.
Yeah.
I know you saw that monster, whatever it is,
I called it
whatever it actually
Rayquaza
is.
from Pokemon, the massive dragon Pokemon.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Or I thought of Yu-Gi-Oh, like one of the like Red Eyes Black Dragon or something.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was like, but then obviously when you saw that one point, I was like, oh, surely you're going to have to do something with that at the end. But yeah, it was a cool boss fight, the way that they done it with the mechanics and stuff. I always find it more interesting when games find a way of like actually having a mechanic that you have to beat to sort of defeat the boss and not just
Yeah.
damage itself and stuff.
I'm not
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
not a
cool.
skateboarder. What are they called? Half pipes? Those things where you kind of go up and back down, and you know what I mean? That
Yeah, I know.
in the cloud bit, we're using the clouds. You can kind of go up and
Yeah.
I think they're called half pipes.
I know
It
what you
makes
mean.
sense because
I
it's
don't know
half
if
a
that's what
pipe.
they're called. But yeah.
I also found like really fun, and maybe while I was getting lots of the combo, you know, the bits where you had like the long bits of grass that made you go
Yes.
higher, and then you
Yeah,
just have
yeah.
the bounce bits. So I think I got my 20 combo in that, so I was able to go high, then bounce, then button mash to death, and I just did that for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then landed
Yeah.
perfectly, and it was like, oh, you've just done a 20 combo. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I didn't even know
Not that
you could get combos in those bits. I just thought the combos were for the challenges.
Mm.
I
oh
didn't
no,
know.
yeah,
I didn't even know you could get them in the open world bit. Like because
yeah.
it didn't really tell you that you can do that. It's like
And I get why the game did that because obviously in the open world game they want basically nothing on your screen. They want you to just enjoy what you're looking at, and I
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
get that. But to then have this thing behind the scenes of the scoring system, and it's fine having it
yeah,
in the mini games. I don't know. It's like they
yeah.
wanted to have they made this game and thought it probably wasn't like this. They probably had this idea the whole time, it's almost like they made this lovely, amazing game, and it was like, oh, but I think people are going to get bored of it. What do we do to make people want to replay it? And I'm like,
Mm,
that ain't it for me. Like, I personally am not going to go
No,
back and try and beat my score on this game. Like, it's not a, I don't know,
no, no,
Tetris or
no.
whatever, where you want to
the
go and beat your score. It wasn't. I don't think the mechanic of the tricks, just the movement's amazing. Like,
mm,
some of the best movement, but the tricks and stuff wasn't fully fleshed out for me.
the
No,
the only reason I'd want to do that would be for getting the platinum,
Platinum, yes,
which
exactly, yeah.
now, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
think now that I know that it's mainly because of your combos and I know those mechanics, then I think that actually would be quite easy because what I just did, I just would do even more. So there would be times where, like in the second half of the game or towards the end, I just stopped doing combos. So that score was mainly from the first half of the game, I would imagine, for a lot
Yeah,
of
when you was
the.
just, yeah, yeah.
If it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like that will be quite easy. I will say, I mentioned it earlier, and before
The snow
Andy
level,
brings out the whole,
Yeah, I
yeah,
want to know
brings
about the
out
yeah.
snow
throws out
level.
the skill issue vibe. I think this is a more personal thing to me because I hate when games do this, and I've played
You
lots
know
of
about when it
campaigns.
goes like foggy and stuff, and you can't see where you're going.
It wasn't the foggy bit. It was that when you started walking, it would get really foggy, and then it would reset you
If
back
you
to
went
the
the wrong
So it
position
way,
of
is
one
the
of the
if you
foggy
went the
bit,
wrong way,
statues.
yeah.
but
Yeah,
that obviously means you wasn't observing because it literally gave you, with the statues, it literally directed you which
Pointed
way
you.
you had to go.
I saw
So
the
I did
light.
die once on that bit.
No, I saw the light that it pointed out. But I didn't like that bit.
Just didn't follow it.
No, I just didn't. I didn't
Just went
like.
the other
I
way.
didn't. I
But
didn't
how
like
did
the
you know if you
whole.
did? If you followed it correctly and used like the actual, like it gives you
Well,
pointers, like
the
without
first
saying it, it tells
the
you
first
where
one I got to
exactly
it,
where to go.
I would agree that I probably wasn't observant because it reset. And then when I realised that it was the light that you had to follow, that was fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just don't like that gimmick in games. I hate when games reset you. It was the only part of the game that I didn't enjoy. But
That's
that's
fair.
more of a personal preference on me. Um, I don't think it needed it. I don't think a game of Sword of the Sea like is all about being underwater and exploring. There was no point. I get why they did it because they wanted to go
It's
to a
also
different
showing you the different
element,
weathers as well. So yeah, so it's showing you the snow, the fire, the water, and I've
which
like if you clocked on straight away what to do, like it took 2 minutes that bit for me.
The bit I didn't like about that bit was on some of the statues you could climb them and get something at the top.
And some of you could,
and I
some
did,
others you
yeah, I
couldn't.
did that.
But even the ones you could were a bit like
Yeah, it's a bit harder to
fiddly,
try and
yeah,
jump up.
yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
waited, the snow like adapts and it pushes up higher, so you could actually wait
Oh,
for the
when
snow
it
to move
waves,
and then
the
jump.
snow
Yeah,
waved, didn't it? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
does it?
yeah.
Yeah,
See,
the
there's
whole
all these
game, like
bits.
even like the whole game's always like it's like
Yeah,
waves, but then obviously it's been
it's always
replaced by snow
adjusting.
or desert or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So the snow was
See,
always adjusting. So there's
Mm.
parts where I was like, oh, I'll just wait for the snow to move. And it meant I got towards the top of the statue without even having to jump up the first
Yeah.
two steps.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't clock that at all. In
You
that,
hated it so
maybe I was
much,
just.
you just wasn't even
I
looking
just
at
was.
that.
Maybe I
He was
just
playing a
tapped.
different game.
Yeah,
What game was you on?
I just probably tapped out because I hate that gimmick in games. And like I said, it wasn't a case of me struggling, and I was on that bit for maybe like 5 minutes or so. But I didn't enjoy that bit. I was so happy once I'd got past that first bit and the snow sort of like cleared. Then it was fine. It was just that actual mechanic of it wasn't a fan of. Um, so I am critiquing it, but again, it's down to sort of personal preference. There've been other games in the past that have done that, where I just think it serves absolutely no purpose. And for
I
me,
didn't
it
mind
did,
it.
which
If
is fine, which is fair.
if it
But
didn't, if it, I would have agreed with you if it didn't give such an obvious way of telling you which direction to go, and I would have agreed with you because I've been wandering around thinking like, what fucking way do I go? I'm lost. Don't like this, but because it gave such a clear indication of which way to go, and as soon as I went into that level, I was like, okay, this is pretty obvious where you have to go. If it didn't do that, I would have been on the same page as you saying like, I hate this because I'll be, yeah, wandering around trying to figure out which way to go. They don't give you any sort of pointers on this game in terms of like go this way, there's an arrow. But in terms of like the actual statues being there were like a big giveaway with the light shining where to go.
I still think though it was, if I think about it more and more now talking about it, it felt a little bit out of place to everything else in the game. That that individual set piece moment. personally.
I know what you
But
mean. I mean, the game's not a fast game, but it slowed it down even more.
yeah, maybe that's
Um,
why I got frustrated because it was sort of, I'm exploring, I'm going underwater, everything's moving nicely, I'm doing lots of combos. You couldn't do anything like that in that snow sequence because it was just a case of follow the light and getting to the next bit. Once that passed, then you started doing combos and the game felt fine. I just felt it was a bit of a misstep from their perspective. But outside of that, 95% of the game, the rest of the game, I thought was really enjoyable.
cool. Any final comments before we move on?
No, I think we
Yeah.
sort of. Well, I think I've mentioned all the sort of spoiler bits I wanted to mention. Can't think of
Yeah, the main bits
anything
are
else.
the
Yeah.
dolphin, the shark, the boss,
Yeah,
and the little guy who follows you on your journey.
But I think I will go back and try and platinum the game. I think it'd be a fun platinum to do at some
yeah.
point. Mm,
I don't think it'd be one that would take particularly too long to do either.
no,
Once you now you've played it through once, you know the main mechanics and stuff. It's
yeah.
pretty easy to go through and
And
pick up the trophies.
and I think the thing that I'm most curious about is what bits of the water did I miss? Because that is still really bugging me.
You do
Considering
know
the fact.
how to like unlock the other bits of the water, right? So you know you have like the main
Yeah,
puzzle to unlock the majority of the map to then go on to the
yes.
next bit. You know what other bits you need to get right to unlock.
What the others like statues that there was one that was like locked away and you've got to find a way of going in and up around because
No,
it's
the
all the
other
stat.
bits. How to unlock the other bits of the water.
Well, I'm assuming you would go to all of the statues around the map and then it unlocks the
No, so
water.
the statues were like the main part to go to
Yes,
the main
but
part of the story to
there were
advance.
separate statues around the map because there was two or three that you had to then find a way of in. They were like locked in like sort of a box or a rectangular area, and you'd have to then find a way of going in. You couldn't just go in.
Yeah, but you done those ones, right? Because that's part of the
Yeah,
main story. But the other like the other parts of the war, depending on which level you were on, would be like you have to trigger the lights. So if you triggered all the lights, you then unlock a part of the warp section. You do all of those to clear the whole area.
no, I'm not aware of that. Like, nah, I have
So
no
you
idea
just
what you're
happen
going on
to
about,
do them
Andy.
randomly. So there's
So
like
the what?
lights that you
Yeah, on the
serve
floor.
over.
Yeah,
They light up, that unlocks a water section. You do all of those, it clears the whole area.
yeah.
Okay, so that's what I missed because like what you're saying to me, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I
When
must have done a couple of them in I think it was the second world where I unlocked all the water. So now that you've mentioned that, I'll then go back and okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't aware of any lights throughout it. I was looking more towards the statues all around. I know they're probably the main one, but there were a couple of like separate ones, and then there was one like really high up in one of the levels that I had to like use the grass and then the bouncy mechanics to get to that point. So lights, I mean, I need to go back. It's probably really obvious. It's probably like I must have probably gone past it maybe like 3 or 4 times and not
I
realised.
I think I think there is a level where it like forces you to it will like show a cutscene and the lights will pop up out the floor. And I think
Yeah.
there's a certain level where it forces you. You have to like go over those ones to go to the next bit. But on like I think it's when you're the shark. What's the level where there's like three bells that you basically trigger, or like they're like rotating like cylinders,
Oh,
and they
yeah,
like
yeah,
go gold. There's like three of them that you have to trigger
yeah.
for to unlock the main bit. Whatever you're riding on that one, there's a couple of like light spots around that bit that you trigger to clear the water and stuff.
I'm gonna definitely like go on YouTube after this and see that because I generally I'm thinking back to my playthrough and I just don't remember like seeing those additional bits. So I
You must
don't
have seen the
know.
lights they're in the water at some point. You have to surf
Yeah,
around them to trigger them all, and obviously there's more of them over the map.
Or you could press square and like burst them.
Oh yeah, all
okay,
that way.
okay. I mean, I do. Yeah, I remember sort of distinctly what you're saying, but I hadn't. If you had said to me that that'd be how you would unlock the full water in the map, then I would have been like, no. So
But yeah, but that's why I wanted to trigger the boats because I thought in that particular level, I thought, oh, they're going to do something with the boats triggering the water in this level. So that's why I went and then got all the boats to light up. but I don't think that actually done anything. But yeah,
Okay.
Cool. Well, let's move on to what we've been playing. I actually haven't asked you two what you've been playing, so you can just fill me in. But I've been playing lots more Rematch. Me and Stephen played the other night with Jack. Still fucking love that game. It's going to be so high on my. I'm going to say it now. It's going to be so high on my list for top games of the year this year.
it's going to be interesting, that
Yeah,
conversation.
season 1, because I think currently it's actually called season 0, is around the corner. 2 or 3 weeks away. So looking forward to that. Me and Stephen had a few good games, and when you went off, me and Jack carried on for a couple. In our last game, we were 3-0 down. We were getting fucking destroyed. And then I think actually, yeah, someone on our team left and they went 3-0 up. And Jack literally said, should we just score our own goal and just call it a night? Because we said it was going to be our last game. And I said, no, let's just, like, come on, let's just continue. And for some reason, they scored an own goal, like, purposefully. And then whoever's the guy who scored it quit. So
Oh,
all of
really?
a sudden it was 2-on-2. I was like, we got a
It's
chance.
getting bored.
We've got a chance.
He was literally like, these guys are so awful. I'm
Yeah.
going to score an own goal, give them a bit of a leg up, and then leave the game. Good luck, guys.
I just didn't get it at all. I don't know if he accidentally scored it, but he wasn't because he clearly just smashed it in. But anyway, and we fought back to 3 and won the game 4-3. That was just so satisfying. Like 2v2, obviously it's
Yeah,
3v3 is tough, but 2v2 is like extra stressful because you both come out a goal trying
Yeah.
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
score and rush
Oh,
back as
yeah,
soon as you fuck up.
I,
yeah. I feel
I
like that
tell you
helps
what,
though sometimes. Though, when if it was a randomer on your team and they quit, like
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
then it's just you and
yeah,
you and Jack who are actually playing together. Makes it a lot easier to get those combos together.
yeah.
I tell you what, so that was really funny. I was like, right, I'm gonna have a full night playing Mafia because part of the reason why I haven't done much Mafia was after Swords Day, I was like, right, I'm gonna have a full night playing it. And then we always put in our group chat, I'm going to rematch. And I was like, do you know what? Yeah. And then that was it, me done for the night for like an hour and a half. And there was some awful moments of goalkeeping from
Stephen
all
is
three of us.
honestly the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Honestly,
I think
like,
your
so
last
me,
game actually, I think your last game you actually got quite a few saves,
I did
but
because I'm
every
trying to
game
get the
before that was
trophy of
not good.
getting 100 save. Oh, it was terrible. Like going forward, I was scoring some absolute bangers. Some of our passing play and movement was just like insane. And we played, so before Jack came on, me and Welchy played. I think we won like 4-1 or
Yes,
something like that.
yeah, the one just before, yeah.
And then like Jack came on, and then I don't know what was happening. Like my character just kept going into the actual goal
So
itself and not on the line.
every
So
time
every
Stephen
time,
was in goal, for some reason he was in
Diving
the.
inside.
No, but no, not just
Yeah,
diving
or
inside.
just standing
He
inside.
started inside.
Oh my god.
I don't know what was going on that night because every time I was like, I'm going forward, and then I would like just go backwards into the goal, and then I would dive, and just the ball, like I'd be there, and then the ball would like come that way, and I would just like, it was almost like someone just shot me in the head.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was terrible goalkeeping, and then when I stayed actually on the line, I made like 6 saves, so I generally don't know what was going on. But then I would say all 3 of us in goal had moments
yeah.
of
None
just
of us were good. No, I'm not. I
no.
don't really pick you out that much, but
No, but it was funny because even I was saying to myself, I'm not going to do it, and then I was doing the exact opposite thing of what I was fucking saying. I was like, what is going on? But yeah, there was one moment where I was in goal and I passed it out to Jack, who then squared it to Welchy, then did a no look back pass to Jack, and it was like 2009 prime Barcelona football on rematch. So yeah, going forward we were great. It was
yeah,
just
we was not good in goal.
yeah.
He was not good.
Yeah, defensive, more so in goal. Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't Offline's moment, but it makes it funnier.
it does. It was funny, but I want to hear your thoughts on Mafia. Obviously, we got Andy's last 2 weeks ago now on the podcast.
Mhm.
Gave it a 7 out of 10. Obviously, you've not beat it, so you're not going to give a score. But how much have you played and how much are you enjoying it?
So I mean, it's difficult because my game time says 2 hours, but I have not done 2 hours of actual gameplay because I started playing it last Friday when I was at Chloe's. But I had it on pause because we were doing bits and pieces around the house. And obviously it then clocked on. So I had only done the prologue, and I'm now like halfway through chapter 1. I think it just says 1 on the first bit. So we're probably talking like I've only done like an hour of actual
Right. Yeah.
playing it. I do have a couple of notes though. So I am enjoying it. I mean, it looks stunning. It looked stunning on the Portal when I was playing it. On the console, it looks 10 times more like glorious. I don't know if you found, Andy, that it just looks brilliant in terms of graphics. At least I hope you think the graphics are good. Or
it
why
does
are you
look good,
hesitating?
but it's just because it's a Mafia game. You can tell it's a Mafia game, but
It's
yeah,
just
I think
2K as well, right? 2K.
Yeah, it's 2K.
I think those games have a
Yeah.
look to them.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like you can just tell it's like it's their game. Like for sure.
I still think though for a 2K game, it looks like gorgeous for
It just looks normal to me. It doesn't look
To be
like
fair, it doesn't help that
outstanding.
Andy played Clair Obscur just before. Like,
yeah, good point.
sometimes if you go from something like that, and then from what I've seen,
Yeah.
I watched some of Andy's stream and I thought it looked very good.
Yeah.
But
I'm not saying it doesn't look good. I don't think it's like on the
one of the
level that
top
Steven's
games,
talking
yeah.
about.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not comparing it to like The Last of Us or Horizon, for example, but I still think for what it is, it looks really good. Slight spoiler alert, Gitano in the mine, I literally said like he is dying a mile away. Like it was the most
Yeah.
obvious moment. I literally said to guys like this guy who we're going into mine, it's falling apart, it's blowing up, and he's gonna go back to collect the money that they've stolen. I was like, he's dead. Like you go back in there, you're just dead. So I could have written that. Like it was just so bait. The only thing I've written is because the main protagonist is called Enzo. I just keep thinking of Enzo Fernandez. That's who I think the main
Oh, I thought
protagonist
you were
is.
going to say like Assassin's Creed or something.
No, I just
That's
Is
Ezio.
there
he's
someone
called
called
That's
it?
Ezio.
Ezio. That's it.
yeah. But because he's called Enzo, I was like, oh my god, Enzo Fernandez, Chosley, he's the main lead in Mafia. So every time I think of that, it makes me laugh. But I'm at the bit where he is escaping from that horrible arsehole that they have like the knife fight. And this is me kind of being like too realistic. In real life, right? Just slice his throat. Knife fight gone. Dead. Right? Why are you like slashing an arm or slashing a leg? Go for the jugular, man. When they're like doing the knife fight. I know
because you swing
I
and miss,
think
they're gonna get you. So
yeah.
it's
I don't
true,
think you
but
realise how like even doing that in real life, it wouldn't be like realistic. You wouldn't be able to just slit someone's throat open as if they're going to let you do that.
no, but I'll be like, we'll go for the knife fight. Just see you later. I've won. But obviously, I know they can't do it at the beginning of the game, and I'm predicting that he will be coming back later as an enemy or a main enemy or something. I don't like the guy. I didn't like the guy from the moment that he spoke badly to Enzo. I was like, you're a fucking arsehole, mate. But I'm at the bit where he's escaping and now he's on like the farm with the big guy, which I love in Mafia games. It's been ages since I played one where they go, talk to me like that again, and you will see the true feeling of becoming an enemy. And I was like, back in the world of gangsters and mobs, and it's lovely. So I think I'm at the bit where you change into clothes and then you've got to go and see one of the mobmen and then to go from there. So I'm literally still right at the beginning, but I aim to have a lot more done this upcoming week. I'm enjoying it so far. It's kind of exactly what I expected. I would say like as a very early indication, because I know I said that I predicted this game to be a 90. I feel like I know. I feel like it's going to be like exactly what I expect from a Mafia game, even though it's gone back to its roots. It gives me the vibe that I'm probably going to be aligned to sort of the 7, 8 out of 10 mark. Like I don't think it's gonna. It could surprise me. It could have something in the story that makes me go, "Wow, that was incredible." But that's not the early vibe that I've picked up. But
so
we'll see.
you say you're gonna get more done this week. Are you not dropping it for Gears?
I am getting Gears on Tuesday. I really want to get Mafia done, and then I'm going to go straight on to the story of Gears. I might try a bit of multiplayer.
You've got to jump on the
but
multiplayer with us, Stephen. Yeah, you got to get on with us.
I will
Needs to get
jump
our
on.
skill-based matchmaking down a bit.
Funny. I just
You can host.
I am getting Gears more so for the story, but I've always made it clear that I never played the Gears, or I played maybe one or twice on the Xbox side, and it wasn't really my thing. But I will give it a go. Yeah, but that's part of me. Like, be nice to me. I have not played Gears of War properly.
Gears is a serious
so.
multiplayer game, Stephen. You can't let us down.
I like
Yeah, no
Welchy's gonna be
pressure.
raging at you. We're just gonna see,
Yeah.
like, I can picture it now. Steven's just gonna be running in a straight line and he's just gonna get sniped. Like,
No,
I
because
can
you
picture what's gonna
you
happen.
you move that way as the characters it gears, don't you? You don't walk
You can
straight
you
because
You
can
can
walk
go
straight if
straight,
you
but
want to.
oh, I'm just thinking of
Obviously,
the
I
story like
wouldn't
Marcus.
advise it, but
They're massive, they're fat, they wear the armor, so they kind of do a little bit like that when they're moving.
the roadie run.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're trying to say. But no, you can
yes.
run straight, but I'd advise not running straight.
Well, now that you've said that, I'm not going to do it, or I might do.
We'll see.
You never know.
Mm.
But yeah, those are going to be my two main sort of games that I will be playing.
Andy, have you played anything else other than Sword of the Sea recently?
I have,
Oh, of course.
so
Yeah, I know you've been playing. Yeah, shit. God of War Ragnarok.
I have been playing that, but I'll start with something else first. I played 10 minutes off just because I wanted to give it a go, and I know
Oh,
you played it.
oh, okay.
Prince of Persia.
Oh, the
I
Rogue one.
fucking hate these games.
The Rogue Prince of Persia.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I might
I
as well talk
literally
about my
only played,
thoughts on that in a minute then.
yeah, I only played like 5, 10 minutes just to get like a feel for it. And it was like exactly like the other game I played,
It's
but
not
the other
exactly the
Prince of
same.
Persia.
It's different.
In terms of like, it is different, but I mean, like, in terms of, I just don't like these style player games where you unlock like the well, and if you die, like you respawn back somewhere else, and
Roguelike
you got to go
games.
through all the same. Yeah, yeah, but it's just like, they're just. I need to play more of it to see if I'm going to enjoy it more. Because obviously, on the other Prince of Persia game, I got to a certain part where I got stuck and I couldn't get through
Yeah.
this particular part, and it kept respawning me. Obviously, I was like, I've had enough of this. Um, but so as soon as I died on this one, I was like, I just got flashbacks, and I was like, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered right now to do this. And I think I loaded up God of War, and I was like, yeah, this is better.
So I played about 2 hours of the Rogue Prince of Persia, which was shadow dropped on PlayStation Plus and Game Pass after Gamescom opening up live, I think, which was Thursday. I think I texted you both.
Yeah,
Um, I like it. Of the roguelikes, it's definitely not the best, and I would suggest something like Hades or Returnal more for you, Andy. Um,
yeah.
but it's good. It's good enough. What I don't care for in this game is the dialogue. I'm just like tapping. I just don't care what they're
Uh,
talking about, and there's a lot as well. So I'm just like, let's
yeah.
just tap through this.
I
Um,
literally done that 2 minutes in because I was like, is this just going to be the same story as the one I've like just played not that long ago, or tried to play anyway? I was like, skip, 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 skip.
so I was doing the same, and it's good enough. It's challenging. It is tough. I can't beat the first boss. I keep getting to the first boss, and he keeps fucking
Oh,
me
right.
up.
I'm not going
Um,
to play it.
yeah, these games are meant to be tough. Like they're meant to be.
But yeah, no.
There's this. I can't remember what they're called now, but I've got this like attribute now or skill or whatever, where I can basically, yeah, it's on the skill tree. When I basically get a one revive. So if I die, I
Yeah,
revive once with 50% health. And I know if I can get to that boss with that revive
with
left,
yeah.
I will probably be okay. I just can't get to that
But
boss
it's
with that
just
revive.
it's just
Yeah.
getting to the- it's just when like you start to get frustrated. So like when it respawns you back at that certain point, it'll usually be like an easy run up to the boss. But if you keep getting respawned like further back or like back to that same point, you then get frustrated and you start to struggle just at normal bits you normally would like just
Yeah.
breeze through. And
Which
yeah,
is
it just
one of the reasons I don't
it's part
like
of it.
the Souls games is the whole dying and starting again, which I know,
But
and I'm not a massive fan of roguelikes. Like I never beat Hades, I never beat Return. All these games I give up with, but I
yeah,
enjoy them while I'm playing them, knowing I'm
It
probably not going to beat it.
but
that's how I felt. Go on.
my argument with the Souls games is like, yeah, you die and respawn back at a certain point, but I feel like you can just run straight back to where you died and pick up your souls that you drop, and then without like really having to face any other encounters, you can just sprint past everything if
You
you really
can do
wanted
that here
to.
if you really wanted to.
You can, but like that's the reason I got annoyed in other Prince of Persia though, because there's a certain part where I kept trying to run past it, couldn't because they had these people with like stupid shields. You still had to like make sure you used some of the mechanics to be able to get past untouched.
That's
Because if
different
you
though.
lose
That's not
half
a
your health,
roguelike.
what do you mean?
That Prince of Persia game is just a game. It's a Metroidvania. It's not like a you're respawning because you're really going back to your last save point rather than starting the whole. If you got further enough in that
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
you'd
yeah.
have progress.
Yeah, yeah. yeah, I know, but it's like it's still similar in the fact that um you're still spawning at a certain point, and then like having to get past all the enemies that respawned. Even if like say I killed all those enemies and then like went back and done the well thing or like to get my full health back, all those enemies respawn again. It's like, oh, fuck's sake, I can't even keep my health that way. But I just mean like you can't then like in Prince of Persia I couldn't like run from that spot to the other spot where I needed most of my health because I needed to use like I had to do it properly, otherwise I'd get hit by half the enemies. Whereas in like in the Souls games you can run past all the NPCs that spawn again, pick up your souls that you've dropped, and go back into the boss battle without having to fight your way through again.
You can,
If that makes
but that's
sense.
the reason I rage quit on Demon Souls, was because I was trying to do that and then I fell down. I fell off something on my way to get my souls, and I had a lot of
And then
souls to
yeah,
pick
and
up.
then they
And when I fell, I
yeah
was like, nah, I am so fucking done with this game. It fucked me up so
My
much.
yeah
my only rogue experience game was when I played Returnal.
Mm.
But it wasn't so much that I gave up with it because of the, when you die, you go back to the beginning of the game. It was more so that at that time you had to do Returnal in one playthrough. They were
Yeah,
saying, "Oh, just keep your PS5 on for 12 hours if you need to take a break." It's like you're just not going to do that. I know that they've done a lot since in terms of
save states.
the
Yeah.
save states. So that type of it. But then again, I'm also sitting there thinking that if I played Returnal, if I kept dying, I would just probably get frustrated, which it sounds like a lot of the roguelike games where you say that you've not been able to beat it is because of that. Is it because of that frustration of dying and,
I
and resetting, or
It's
just generally that
interesting
it's frustrating?
because I don't think I get frustrated. I just one day just don't come back to it. Like I loved Hades. I really enjoyed Hades. And if there's anyone that I would say, look, I'm going to sit down and beat one, it'd be Hades. It's just come to a point where I was like, something's come out, another game's come out, and then I've
Mm,
just
yeah. That's the
got
other thing.
further and further away from it and gone, I'd have to relearn it to get back to the point that I got to. Yes, I've got
Yeah
some like you get by keep doing more and more runs, you get coins or whatever you want to call it to use for permanent improvements to your character. So it does get easier.
mm.
Um,
I
but
suppose
yeah,
just a general question to that is, what is the benefit of doing that? I mean, I wouldn't have find those type of games and don't speak to me.
mm,
Not, I know that there's a lot of gamers out there that enjoy that, but I don't really get the appeal of why you would find that
it's a challenge, isn't it?
enjoyable.
Some people like
I
the
suppose it
challenge.
is. I know, but like at the same point, it's a big challenge that you've got to commit to, for one, and for two, for the fact of like, if you die and you reset, oh, you're back to where you need to be in terms of that individual moment. But to restart, to go back to the very beginning, I always think like I just don't
it,
see the appeal of doing that. But so I'm always just
people
curious seeing why people really enjoy doing that.
it like what she says, part of it's part of the
Mm,
challenge. Some people find it like a rush, adrenaline rush and stuff. And then
mm,
also some people for content, the amount of people that do like Dark Souls runs with no equipment or no
Yeah.
weapons and stuff,
sure.
they probably they like they're them completing that with like without using any weapons or like completing a
Mm,
roguelike game. It's like part of the excitement, like saying, I beat this game, like it was fucking
yeah.
hard, but I beat it. Sort of thing.
And there are people that don't play games the way we do, where we play a lot of different games.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
people that just buy one or game a year, or just like to play the same game with a different challenge each time. And roguelikes hit
Mm,
that spot because every run is different. So every run you get given a weapon, and each time it'd be different. And
yeah.
you might have
yeah.
one run where you had this. For example, just going the game we're playing, Rogue of Prince of Persia, is one where you got two daggers, and you might get really far in that run and enjoy that weapon. Then the next run you've got something else, and you're thinking, ah, now I've got to
But
see what this weapon
I'm
does
gonna
and what
dark
that special
purpose.
ability is. You might not like
Mm,
it as much. Then the next one you get your daggers again. You're like, yes, okay, this is the one where
yeah.
I've got a better chance.
But
And the best roguelikes do that, where even once you beat the game, you finish the run, you want to do
you
it
want to do it
again.
again.
You want to do it in a different
Yeah.
way, a different style, different weapon.
Mm,
Um, Hades does that. I know people that beat Hades beat it continuously because they just love to do that. Returnal, I'm not
yeah.
as sure about in that sense. I think people kind of beat that and think, "Fuck me, I beat Returnal," because it's a longer challenge. I think it's one of the longer ones. The best example I can
I
think
think
of
so.
is Balatro, where Balatro people beat a run, and that you don't even really realize you've beaten it. Like I think Andy beat it without even realizing it.
Yeah,
It's
I do
just
know.
I want to get the highest score I possibly can. Which going back to Sword of the
Yeah.
Sea, couldn't give a fuck. But in Balatro, I want to get the highest score I possibly can. The
Yeah.
best games kind of give you that, well, look, it's a serotonin hit where
Yeah.
you just want to keep getting those numbers up or beat a game
Mm.
in a different style. And roguelikes are very popular. I don't think I say very popular. I don't think they sell like a God of War would or something, but they are. And God of War has a roguelike mode now. In on Ragnarok, once you beat Andy, you can play God
Oh
of
God.
War Valhalla,
Yeah, I've
which is
seen
on
that
the
on the
menu.
menu. Yeah.
100% recommend it. That is the only one I've beaten because obviously I forced myself to beat that, but also because it's fucking amazing. It's so good.
Mm.
Okay.
I think Return was like a 10-hour roguelike, so it's
And that's
fairly long.
probably
I think
I don't know because I don't beat it, but that if that's the length of time of one complete run, that's insane. Because
yeah,
I think 2 hours probably the sweet mark, really. Like to do a full run,
yeah,
but some
yeah.
of these
I
games can
suppose
take
Seems
hundreds
also
of
like
hours.
being like a story based game myself, a roguelike is like the complete opposite of what I would be into. I mean, like I got Returnal because of how amazing it looked and the
There's a
horror
story there.
sci-fi aesthetic of it, and there is a story there. And I got about 2.5 hours in, so I did a fair attempt at it. But it was just mainly the whole you have to do it
Yeah,
and not put the controller down. And I've got it on PS Plus, so I suppose in a way I will go back to it, but I keep putting it off because I know that it's not the kind of game that I usually do.
maybe we'll
But I
do a
want
episode Returnal and review, and then you have to do it.
to, yeah. If you say I've got to review it, then maybe. But I just know that it's going to be an interesting one and one that because I don't like it, there's only a few times where a game's actually beaten me to the point that I've not gone back. It doesn't happen a lot. So the fact that I know Returnal could very well be like that, in my head I'm like, well, if I say I'm not going to do it, then technically it hasn't beaten me because technically I stopped playing it because you couldn't save it. And then like our friend Jay said, well, you can save it now. I went, well, yeah, but until I get around to it, there's always like something that I'm saying. But I do think it's interesting because they are very successful. I don't quite understand why they do so well, but it's interesting to hear reasons as to why they work for people.
They're games that I want to play more of. It's just I'm the type of gamer that wants to play lots of different games. So with
Yeah,
this one, I put 2 hours in. I want to play more to get further and try and. I know I'm not going to beat it because Gears comes out on Tuesday, and I don't
yeah,
know when I'll stop playing that between then and Yote. And then as you said, we're getting to that point of the year now where the games are going to come in thick and fast. I'm
yeah.
hoping to get NBA 2K on the Switch too, if it's good. Um, EAFC coming on the Switch 2 sounds like it's actually improving from the beta. Yote, Silent Hill, that Alien game.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Black Ops comes out at some point. Oh, I've got to talk about a game. I played the Battlefield 6 beta.
oh,
Oh,
I
okay. I didn't
I
I think
get
of
round
it.
to
I
playing
didn't
I
get
it.
around.
forgot to write
Yeah,
it
me
until
neither.
you mentioned Black Ops 7. I can confirm I will not be buying Battlefield 6 this year.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I did not enjoy my time on the beta. I Andy will know this, and you might as well, Steven, but multiplayer games fuck me off. Like I am such a single player
Yeah.
gamer. I love Gears
Yeah.
multiplayer. I love Rematch, but typically I'm just so bad at games on multiplayer games. I'm just not good, and they frustrate me. And Battlefield looks fantastic, sounds fantastic, and I just did not do well on it at all. And
Would you would you not get it? Sorry for the single player.
I would never spend that much on a Battlefield single player, which is probably going to be 8 to 9 hours. No, I will get it on PS Plus or whatever whenever it comes. It will come to EA Play, which is part of Xbox Game Pass. So I will
Yeah,
eventually play the story one day.
I think with EA Play, I think you get 10 hours
You do get
of
10 hours, so you probably could beat the story. Actually, that's a good point.
because the
Um,
thing is, I will get it, but I have EA Play myself, and rather than because it's like 70 quid, and I won't play the online because I hate the online multiplayer. So if the campaign is less than 10 hours, that might be a way that I can play it.
that's a good point. I didn't think of that.
And then I didn't even think of that myself because I have EA Play. I mean, I still want to get it for my collection, but then I could play it in EA Play, do the campaign, then wait for it to go down like to a much cheaper level when it goes out, and then buy it for my collection. Which I can't believe I haven't ever thought, because I've always bought the Battlefield games at full price value. Why have I not done that before?
I'm sure the
Stephen, you buy
campaign.
most of your games at full price, and
Yeah,
then never play, and then don't play them for months, and then it's like £10 the time you get around to playing it. You could have just
well, it's not all.
bought
I
half your
do.
games on discount.
I
The
I tend to
majority.
play them, mostly. I mean, if you're referring to like the only one that I can think of that I haven't done that is the Avatar game that I bought. But even that, I got a £20 voucher, so I didn't buy it at. I didn't pay full value, even though I bought it for 70 quid. I only paid about 40 because I had a game voucher at that time. But I
There's some
tend
other
to
games
play.
I can't remember them off the top of my head, but
It just depends on where I am in terms of my game schedule. I don't mind paying that if it's a case that I would really enjoy it and play lots of it. But in the case of Battlefield, where I just know that I'm not going to play the multiplayer and it's like 70 quid, just might be a way of just saving a bit of money.
Yeah, just going back to the beta. I had a couple of decent games, but I'd never at any point was I thinking this is amazing and I'm loving this. Like,
Mm,
I know a lot of people prefer the massive scale matches. I think they call it Conquest and Raid or whatever. But I just found it really frustrating. I don't really just want to sit there and camp and wait for people to come to a flag and shoot them. And
mm,
I'll turn a corner and get shot by a tank. I have to wait to spawn. Then I get sniped and I
yeah,
wait to
it's not as
spawn.
fast paced, is it?
And also, it's a really small thing, but to respawn on those modes, you had to select where you wanted to go. So you had to. It's
You
like a
select a
mouse.
flag, don't you?
Yeah, you select a flag, but it's not like you can't just click R1 between them. You have to
Okay.
move the mouse onto it, and it is not. It's way.
It's
It's
like,
either way too sensitive. I can't explain it, but I kept going past it. Then I'd move it
okay.
slightly and it'd go past it again. I was like, can I just go and fucking
mm.
see? And it just
You
wouldn't
need the
get
dive
there.
puncher, mate. You need the
Ugh,
dive skill.
honestly, it fucked me off. I was like, it should be so much easier to respawn. Um,
Yeah.
but just the gameplay, I just know I won't play it. Even if all of us jumped on, I don't think I'd have a good time. And maybe I just take it too serious. I don't think I take it too seriously. I don't care. I'm happy to go around just reviving people,
Mm.
but
I
I
think
didn't
that's
enjoy
why
it.
I think that's why I preferred Hardline though out of all the Battlefields, because that one was more fast paced and like smaller maps and stuff, and you was like always in action with that one. Whereas like most of the other Battlefields I haven't really played a lot of at
I
all
think
because it's all
Me
big
and you. I'm
maps.
sure Andy, you played Battlefield 3 with me a lot.
I
Yeah,
would have played it a lot. I would
or
have
a
I
fair
potentially would have
amount.
played it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved 3 and 4. Absolutely loved both of them.
the last multiplayer that I played and enjoyed. I mean, I say enjoyed. I played for about maybe 2 to 3 hours, but I enjoyed Battlefield's 4 multiplayer.
Yeah,
But when I think about Battlefield, I don't even talk about the multiplayer because it's just all about the single player campaign, and that's why I was so annoyed about Battlefield 2042
it's
because
just
they got
online.
rid of like that greatly. That was as bad as when Black Ops 4 decided to just be multiplayer only. Like, what are you
Uh,
doing?
on Battlefield 3 and 4 though, actually, there are probably certain game modes that made it smaller maps, weren't it? Because I
And
remember
they have it
there
on
being
this. They have it on this, but I
yeah,
still didn't
just
like
not
it.
the same. Okay. Because I remember like I think I got it on YouTube, just running around with a knife and a shotgun, like just knifing and shotgunning people. And definitely wouldn't be able to do that on a full size map.
No. So yeah, I was disappointed with it. Most people, I think Jack enjoyed it. Most people seem to be praising the beta. It's done really well. But unfortunately, I was going to pick it up, and I'm glad I played the beta because I'm not picking this up. I will. Good
Well,
idea about the EA Play. If the
yeah.
reviews come out and the campaign's 8 hours, I'll do that.
Yeah.
All I keep seeing at the moment on like Black Ops videos is um thank you for giving me a reason to buy Battlefield. So it looks like it's gone down better than Black Ops
So
at the
one
moment.
thing that I hate about Call of Duty at the moment is all these fucking skins where you got like all these random characters running around, and it's gone too. I don't care about the realism. I don't. But seeing Beavis and Butthead running around in Call of Duty, I'm like, no. This isn't Call
See,
of Duty.
Those properly.
I I can't comment because of my Fortnite
He's got them
collection,
all.
No, Fortnite is
and I
fine. Fortnite is fine. I
But
like it
I've
in
equally
Fortnite.
bought characters on Call of Duty as well. So
Ah,
like in Warzone we had Jigsaw, Ghostface. They brought our like,
can I ask
and
you
I and
why?
we
Because
had.
you can't see it.
What do you mean in terms of?
When you're playing Call of Duty, you
Why do
can't see
you
your
hide
character.
I just think it's just quite fun. Just even though I can't see it, like being those characters. So like for example, in Black Ops 6, they brought the replacer, and
Yes.
from the adverts. So I love the Black Ops 2 adverts for the replacers. Like I'm making a sandwich. Like it used to just make me laugh all the time. But they would make quotes. So he'd be like, you'd shoot someone and he'd go, "I've been sent by mutual friends to
Okay.
replace you in your daily lives." The Squid Game, which I bought, the pack, you then were the floor manager. They would make comments, and then as it launched, you'd have the Squid Game lobby music. So there are other aesthetics,
Okay.
and in Warzone, me and our friend James, we played as John McClane and John Rambo. But obviously in Warzone, you could press L1 when you were coming out the helicopter, and it would give you then a third person view where you could then
Yeah.
see your character. So,
That's
but
not
I
for
love
long.
stuff like it's not for
like
long,
30
and
seconds?
I can tell that you're not a fan of any of those.
Yeah.
But I love that because I love pop culture. So any
And that's
game that
I
has characters that I
Squid Game, I
love,
love Squid
then
Games. Put it in
yeah,
Fortnite, fine. Because you
it's
can
in
see it.
Fortnite.
Because you can see it.
Yeah.
I just don't like. Anyway, Call of Duty. I don't think it should be in Call of Duty personally. I get why they do
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Money,
So
money, money. I get it. I think people are gonna like Battlefield because it's getting away from that. I do think in the general
they
people are getting put off by that stuff in Call of Duty. It's getting a bit
well
too
they
silly, and I think
one of
Yeah.
the
Battlefield is going to be more grounded
in the
naturally.
last sort of 10 years, the only thing really that Battlefield has had over Call of Duty is it is much more realistic.
Yeah,
That's always been. I've had so many people in the Battlefield community, and they love having that over Call of Duty. I mean, I would say that there are moments in the Call of Duty single player missions that are quite realistic in recent years. But when I think back to the early Call of Duties, like Modern Warfare 2, you have like going through the White House. It was a bit like, things from like 24 or Olympus Fallen, that kind of gimmick. But then like they've introduced the Modern Warfare mission where you go through the house, which is very
yes,
realistic.
yes, 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 yes. That's
So
great. Yeah,
they are starting to do bits and pieces like that. But in the past, Call of Duty has always been more of the big Hollywood feature
yeah,
war movie, and Battlefield does is more grounded in realism, and that especially goes over to the multiplayer side.
yeah. I do want to talk about Black Ops 7 actually before we wrap up because obviously they did a big campaign reveal or zombies reveal, whatever it was, some sort of reveal. I want to get your two thoughts if you watched it. What are you thinking of Black Ops 7 at the moment?
I haven't actually watched anything on it, but what would you guys? I don't know if it was Jack or you, Welchy, or someone in the Discord about the campaign. They're not happy with the campaign. It's not like a solo experience, so I
So
haven't seen anything
I'm going
on
to
it.
go into their comments, but Stephen, have you got any thoughts first?
I I need to sit down and
Okay.
like watch it. I didn't get time to do that. It's always been in my head going, I need to watch. I think it's like a deep dive. Is it the deep dive trailer that we're talking about that Black Ops 7 did,
I
or
saw a trailer for Black Ops 7 campaign.
something like
I
a
didn't
reveal?
I didn't see any zombie stuff, but I wouldn't have clicked on it.
I I hope it's not going to be anything that is going to make me like not enjoy the campaign as much because I will be getting it and playing it regardless. But I hope it's not bad news.
From what I saw, I didn't like it. It looked like it
Oh
was
no.
taking what we liked from Black Ops 6, like the
Yeah.
crazy levels, like the horror levels, like that part, but just doing it way too much. It looked like it was taking it way too far. Um, it's basically going to be like this kind of almost hallucinogenic kind of adventure, from what I could tell.
Okay.
Like in the last level, Black Ops 6, where you kind of like jump in between those different like platforms and stuff,
Yeah.
which was fine for that game. From what I can tell, it's going to be a lot of that. Um, I watched that trailer and thought, oh, they're going so far to the
They're trying to
unrealistic
force it
side,
too much.
and they've got
Yeah.
Battlefield 6 coming out going so far to the realistic side. Like, I think people are going to have a favorite, but they're going to pick one. And I think if there's ever going to be a year where Battlefield has a chance to overtake, it
Mm.
won't. It just won't numbers
It,
wise. It's this year's going to be the closest it'll ever get, though. I think
isn't it because they're going back? They're going back to the futuristic
it's
bit as well.
futuristic,
Is
but it's
that
not
like
like jetpacks or anything. As far as I can tell.
okay?
There was a moment where it looked like it, but I think that was just part of this like hallucinogenic part where they was just jumping funny.
Because this is a direct sequel to Black Ops 2 in terms of
Apparently, yeah.
apparently so, or is connected to that sort of story with like Alex and David Mason and all of that, and like the whole College D movement. So I'm curious to see how they will do it. As long as it doesn't get too over the top, then we have to play it really, because it could
Yes.
just be that the trailer they've taken from elements of one or two levels. It might not necessarily be the whole way through, but
it was basically that the whole way through on the trailer. But
okay.
I asked everyone I asked Discord what they thought. Jack said he's excited for zombies, which he loves that anyway. Annoyed by the campaign. Didn't elaborate, but I am assuming he copies my thoughts.
I will watch that and have a look to see.
Big Z wrote in saying he's also annoyed at the campaign. It's not a solo experience. So yes, this is you can do 4-way co-op on this campaign. Which you could have done on World at War, or one of there was definitely an older Call of Duty where there was co-op.
So, can I just clarify? You can still play it on your own, or are you saying you have to play it with?
I think you still can, but there will always be 3 characters with you, which could be co-op.
So a bit like Is the War then.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
Yeah. But if they've designed it around that, I don't know. But yeah, sometimes when they just focus it on being a solo, it's better.
Yeah, I get that.
He also likes the end game stuff they have planned once you complete the campaign. So in this game, you can. I don't know if there's any more that he's talking about, but I know that in this one, the leveling system is linked to everything. So you can level up playing campaign, zombies, multiplayer. It's all one leveling system. And unlocks and whatnot. Which I actually think that's a good idea, because
I think
it gives people who don't want to play the multiplayer another way to enjoy the game. I asked about Gamescom, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But so far it seems that everyone's a little bit worried about the campaign, which I know, Andy, you said one of the only reasons you want to play Call of Duty this year is the campaign. Obviously, as the guy from Heroes in it, Peter Petrelli, he's in the trailer. Obviously. I'm more worried than I thought I'd be. After the first trailer, I was excited, but now
early concerns here.
Did he say in the trailer say the cheerleader can save the world?
If he said that, I'd been hyped. I hate him there,
but have to see what else they release before the actual game comes out. Because obviously, if it doesn't look good and it is bad or not looking like a game I'm going to enjoy playing, then I will pick up something else over it.
So they didn't show off any multiplayer, but they did release like a tweet afterwards. So I'll just briefly go through that. So 16 6 versus 6 maps, and then there'll be 2 20 versus 20 maps. So obviously going for ground war kind of level gameplay. No mention of the 2v2 mode, whatever that was called, in the most recent Call of Duty Strikeout, whatever it's called. I might be right. It might be called Gunfire. There'll be 3 classic maps from Black Ops 2. I don't know if that's within the 16 or additional. I imagine within. Set in Japan.
I guess the one. Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're maps that weren't set in Japan that are now. I don't know. But
there's one in Black Ops 2 which is on like a theater, like a sort of like going to a gig. It's in a stage, and it's got lots of different, like you could jump up on the stage and then like jump down towards the surface.
Is that DLC or?
Yeah, it was part of one of the DLC packs, and also you could like then skate, similar to what we spoke about earlier on Swords and Steel, where you could then skate around different parts. That'd be quite a cool map to bring back. I really enjoyed that map.
New arsenal of 2035 weapons, so it's obviously set in 2035. 30 weapons at launch, including Black Ops 2 inspirations. That's what it says there.
Okay.
16 weapons never seen before in the franchise. Then it's got some other stuff here. You can overclock your equipment, field upgrades, and score streaks. New hybrid combat specialties, rewarding more playstyles. Next level Omni movement. Fuck me, we're going to continue with that, are we? And then they've finished off with no manual doors, which means you can't open doors with square, I guess. It's just all the doors are open or bash through.
Welcome to the futuristic world of Call of Duty again. That's what I take from that.
That's actually such a good idea.
But there's going to be a full reveal of the multiplayer on September 30th.
Okay, that'd be interesting to have a look at. I hope the multiplayer isn't like as futuristic as it has been. I always get really hacked off
I
with
want them to
that.
go further with it or go back. I want them to go back to
I
Black Ops
watched.
3 level or Advanced Warfare
I
or
think
go
everyone knows
back
my
to.
thoughts.
Yeah, I know you do, yeah.
No.
But Gamescom was this week. I want to wrap it up soon because we're an hour and 50 in. But did anyone see Resident Evil 9?
I didn't see it through Gamescom, but I watched kind of
Kind of
funny's
funny's review or
Gamecast
preview. Yeah, yeah.
review, and it was showing like a clip of it. And I was like, "Fuck me, this game looks. I do not want
I
to play it. It looks scary as fuck,
I
man."
watched the same thing,
I
and there was
need
some of it.
Oh,
I didn't watch the
yeah,
whole thing.
I need to see the clip because apparently it looks
So
good.
apparently, this game is going to be from from what they've played in the preview. Obviously, we can't talk about the whole game, but it's sounding like it's going to be one of the scarier experiences that Resident Evil have done.
yeah.
The
It
enemy that I
looked
have
it
seen
from
is
what I've
fucking
seen.
horrific. And
Considering of what we got with 7, I don't know how much more they could top from that. So if they're saying it's gonna be scarier than that, Jesus Christ.
it looked pretty bad. But they obviously in this game you can fluctuate between a first person and third person. Um,
Mm.
and one of the guys on the kind of funny was like, it is like genuinely horrifying in first person. Like, it's just so much worse, which it naturally
I
is
can
because it's
picture that.
all of a sudden
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you
Um,
experiencing it rather than the character, I guess.
Well, should we make a comment that we're gonna all three of us have to review Resident Evil when it
No,
comes
yeah.
along?
I've re- I watching the stream of it.
I will be
I
playing
was
and
like watching.
reviewing it,
I was like
obviously.
watching
But
that clip. I was like,
I will be
I
playing
was
and
trying,
reviewing it as well.
in my head. I was like thinking like, I really do want to try and like play the Resident Evil games at some point, and I know I can get through like 3 because that doesn't look scary at
it's the
all.
least
And I've
scary, yeah.
tried it, yeah, and then maybe like 4. But then I was like, obviously I've seen your stream of 7, but then yeah, when I was watching like the gameplay or the clips I saw of this one, I was like, I ain't fucking touching this game.
You
I'm
you
already
need
getting
to
scared by these clips, and it's not even me playing it.
you need to experience Resident Evil Village for what we spoke about
The second part,
previously
yeah,
on
yeah.
last week's podcast. Just seeing you
Yeah,
stream that would be funny enough.
So I asked again on Discord what people thought of Gamescom. Big Z wrote in saying he liked the Resident Evil gameplay. And the other
yeah.
game he liked the look of was called Project Spectrum, which I didn't actually spot that one.
Tell you what, I have been so busy these last 2 weeks. I don't even remember seeing that in the Discord. I've got to like catch up on the gaming news,
Well,
literally.
I don't obviously aim those questions at you guys because we'll talk about it on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But I still see it like when it pops up. And I don't even remember seeing it. I don't even remember about seeing the Gamescom announcement. All I
Oh,
remember seeing is on my YouTube about Resident Evil 9, but that was it.
so Project Spectrum is a new horrific asymmetric multi. Ah, fucking, I fucked up. Um, you lost me at asymmetric multiplayer. Obviously, Halloween was announced. There's a Halloween game coming, single player
Now,
and multiplayer, which is interesting because these games are
now I
always multiplayer. So it's good they're doing single player.
yes, I was about to say mention that I saw our friend James tagged me in I think it was a TikTok and I watched them the trailer and I was like, oh my god, if there was a game or a trailer that is literally screaming my name, it's that because I've always said I love the Friday the 13th games or when they did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, but again they're all multiplayer. I want a story driven horror game based on these movies and we're finally getting one and the trailer is unbelievable. Did you see the trailer, Andy, of the Halloween game?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
It's really really good. It gives you just enough, and there's going to be a lot more. It'd be really cool if we could play like as Michael, like so in the
So what, you're
story you
playing as
play.
one of the survivors
No,
or in this game? Or?
it doesn't tell you in the trailer, but
Okay.
I would love that. Maybe it does like two halves where you play as the survivors trying to escape Michael, and then it does a little bit like the King Kong game where you
Okay.
play
I
as
don't know what I
Jack
was
and
going to
then play
say
as
then.
Kong.
There's some
No,
games Andy hasn't played that I didn't want you to spoil. But
no.
Oh,
Unless he's going to go back to PS2 and play
right.
Peter Jackson's
Yeah,
King
yeah.
Kong the Gem. But in that, like the first half of it, you play as Jack, and then the second half of it, you then play as actual Kong. So if they did something similar to that, the other thing I also want to mention is I've pre-ordered my Terrifier Arcade collector's edition. Comes out on the 27th of November. So I'm very excited because you get so many goodies. I mean, the game's only like 30 quid. I'm paying 80.
Whoa.
As a Terrifier fan, I need. You don't understand the collector's edition. I can't wait. You get like a Terrifier art bag. You get a soundtrack. Like there's so much you get from it. So when that was released, I was like, yeah, end of November. That will be what I'll be playing for sure.
I just want a quick shout out that obviously I've also decided, might as well mention it here. We're no longer going to talk about Fantasy Critic and Metacritic scores. As in, I'm not going to give updates to how we're all doing, because I think
Yeah,
we're getting to a point now where if we keep doing that, the episode at the end of the year is pointless because we kind of know the ending.
yeah.
So I'm not going to keep updating that. But one of my games is Hollow Knight Silk Song, and it's finally
Okay.
got a release date, and it's next week. So
Oh,
I will be
nice.
getting a score for that game. I was a little bit worried that maybe it wouldn't. And also, a game that I had my eye on for ages, but it wasn't coming to PS5, Dune Awakening, obviously based on the Dune
Yeah.
game,
Mhm.
has been doing very well on PC. I think a lot of people love that game. It will be coming to PS5 now. And it
Okay,
will be
Okay.
cool.
coming 2026 is like the
I was gonna say next
guess.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But very excited for that. A lot of people love that game on PC. So that's got me very excited. It's more like a survival game.
Yeah.
But not normally my go-to, but with the Dune world, more than happy to play it. Cool. Well, we're an hour and 55 in. I'd want to try and get under 2 hours. So unless there's any other comments, we wrap it up.
The only other thing I played is obviously God of War.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Now,
We can get your comments on that when you've got further, I guess.
I'm 12 hours in total. So yeah, I think around 12 hours. I was trying to sort of figure out where I was, and I was like Googling the chapters, and like one article sort of figured out. I was like, oh, maybe I'm on like chapter 10, and then like went on another article, and I was like, oh, it was like chapter 14. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how close I am to the end. The When I YouTubed it, it said like a quick walkthrough was like 17 hours, and obviously I'm going through it quite quickly. Um,
You're
but
not
yeah,
3 hours away.
no, I'd be 5 hours away.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe.
So yeah, I've just done a quest where I've played with a certain character, which I thought was pretty cool. Obviously, I don't want to give too much away, but I'm getting to play with like certain other characters in the universe. Who one of them wasn't in the first one. If that's who I'm referring to. Obviously, his intro in the second one's pretty cool. You know who I'm referring to, actually?
Let's talk about it off air because I can't remember.
Well, yeah, it's only sort of it's the mission where you're obviously I mentioned it to you. You're trying to find the other part of the mask,
Yeah.
and you're doing it alongside one of the other characters,
Oh,
who's like
sorry. Yes.
yeah. It's not a long mission.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think anything crazy big has happened yet. I'm sort of obviously I'm expecting some stuff to happen. I've just opened up the crack a bit more because we did find other part of the mask, and now we're being sent somewhere else. But I've just I was about to say something then I would have ruined something, but I'm doing. I'm not sure what my next mission is, but I've switched back to something else. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I don't want to give away too much.
Skating over spoiler territory in that
Yeah.
description.
But I'm still enjoying it. I'm loving all the characters. I'm loving all the new abilities. I'm loving all of it. So I can't wait to see. I know there's like some big moments coming up because of how much you've hinted at big moments. So yeah, I'm excited to see when that's going to happen. I'm excited to see what part of the prophecy is true. Oh, I just went undersea and met the Norms. Just met those people, so that was pretty cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I've
I know
literally
where
just
you
done
are.
that bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, very excited.
Cool. Well, thanks again for tuning in to the Late Night Gamer podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, please give us a follow, leave a rating, and tell a friend about us, as it goes a long way. You can follow us on all social medias with the handle @TheLNGPod. Next week, we are back with our Gears of War Reloaded review/early review, because we wouldn't have beaten the game by then, I doubt. But look forward to that. Obviously, I will be able to review it fully because I've played that game multiple times, so I don't need to fully beat it again. But yeah, until then, I've been your host, Welchy. Oh, sorry guys, I've not done my usual bit. Andy, where can people follow you?
You can find me on Twitch at Andy_Wyatt_07, and also on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, either at AB Collectibles or AB Collectibles 24. And we upload things to do with Funko Pops. Last video we uploaded, we won a giveaway, so we're showing off that. So yeah, just keep an eye out for those sort of videos, basically. Thank you very much.
And Stephen, where can people follow you?
Yeah, just on my TikTok at DJ Bagpuss, and I was also back in full swing. TikTok's been popping off recently with talking about laws of transfers. The Eze bit this week was great for the channel, and I uploaded some McFly stuff, and there'll be some other summer content and also videos coming your way. You can also follow me on YouTube at the same name as well. Thanks very much.
Cool. I've been your host, Welchy, and my guests have been Andy.
Yeah, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure as always, and it's good to get back into the swing of things, and looking forward to the movie podcast. I'm about to say gaming, but we just done gaming.
And Stephen.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, and looking forward to talking about Gears of War next week.
Thank you for watching or listening, and keep on gaming.